What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Ooh. We are here in Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I was debating on what we should do today. I was thinking, should we do another Saints Row kind of piece our character together? I kind of like that being Sunday stream. Yeah, there's no build, so we're not like it's weird. Our play together stream is awesome when there's a game to play together. But if we're all kind of playing different things, it gets so funky. But that one turned into kind of like, okay, let me give out these save files just to be kind of a good old member of the community kind of thing. And now it's turned into, well, it's still going to be the play together stream, but we're just going to kind of hope there's eventually going to be a game that we can play together. But I wanted to do the Saints Row Builder again, because that video did somewhat well, and I want to see if I can make a waifu / woman and see if I don't absolutely shit the bed. Also, I need to do some like cleanup work on the other character. I think I'll just do on my time, maybe even before this stream, just to get my bearings on all the sliders again. Because last time I was like, what does this do? So hopefully we'll be able to keep pace a little bit better. But yes. But ladies and gentlemen, as far as us today, we are in Tiny Tina's Wonderland because there are things that I need to do. For those guys who are unaware of the current thing that we are in, essentially for me, I have basically nixed myself out of the rat race that is Chaos level. So there is a save downloader essentially that I have, in which I basically just flip on all the switches that say ascended, and I will do that. So basically for me as a person and me as a player, I am only going to be looking for a legendary base. And yeah. So I'm not going to be like ripping my hair to get primordial, especially when it's probably going to be like a 0.1% chance, if anything, when it comes to ascended. And it's not like the enemies don't scale, which is just the thing that makes everything maddening. It's because the enemies keep getting harder, and yet we need more damage, but yet we have to have the thing that is dropping in like significant lower rates, right? So it all just kind of, it doesn't make sense. It is a nightmare. But yes. Essentially, that's what we're going to be doing in this stream, is just try to get base models. So again, it doesn't matter if it's primordial, doesn't matter if it's chaotic. As long as we can get one of a good roll of one of the new legendary exotics, then we're good to go. As far as the other things, I still haven't uploaded the videos of us talking about, no, that's probably the next video I'll upload, is it's the Stab-O-Matic gun. Yeah, there's a way to make that gun work. It's through like using a spell shot skill, which is this, but it to me is like the most kind of ass backwards way of like a gun doing what it was, I think, supposed to do. Like, it's like, once again, if you're creating a melee build, you have to go down the spell thing. And I think it's a justifiable criticism for spell shot, is like the fact that you keep having to invest in certain things. Yes. What's good, Beastie? Beastie, were you here yesterday stream? I think you were here yesterday stream, right? Yes. I think I remember you being there. Thank you for stopping by. Also, Beastie, and also Fluff, and also Lone Syndicate. Hopefully y'all have been taking care of yourselves in the downtime. How has y'all's days been? You know what we do. This is the excitement of, I made the thumbnail look way more cooler than what we're gonna do, which is this. Just flipping them switches, baby. Pow, ooh, zoom, it's this. B says, yep. Oh, okay, gotcha. I was about to spring at you, Beastie, and be like, hey, have you tried this gamer sub shit? Because I still haven't got I've got one person came in actually yesterday, which I appreciated. He was like, it's good, but I filter out its effect a lot. It's just shipped today. It's coming from the US. It'll probably be here in a month, but I'm excited. Do you guys ever do that? Do you guys ever just buy something online just to have it like get to you eventually, just so there's something to look forward to when you're like having a real like shitty day? You're like, hey, that's coming in a week or in 2 days, and you're like, it finally gets there, and you're like, that's like the epitome of it's the journey, not the destination, at least for me, because it's just the idea that like something is on the way. That's for me. You know, it like gives you a little light at the end of the tunnel. BC says, we saw a Syndicate. Yes. Oh, yes. Lone Syndicate's amazing shirt. Lone Syndicate, and also Beastie, and also Fluff, if you've watched it. Is 02, or whatever it's called, not 02, that's what she's called. I don't know what the anime is called. Darling and Frank, I think it's what it's called. Is that show worth watching? Because it looks like the ending to me looks super reductive. Like, it's kind of like the ending of, Nub was saying it's the ending of that drill anime. Yeah, whatever it's called. But yeah, it's basically an ending that almost makes it feel like, why did I invest in this? You know, darling in the that's what's called. Yes. The ending feels reductive is the best way I could put it. Almost like I woke up from a dream sequence, or like all of the effort I spent having watched this and watching these characters has been ripped away from me, you know? And if that is the case, is there like a fan like ending? Like if I could get to a place where it's like, okay, the fans have come together and they've made an ending that builds off of the least worst part of the ending episodes. So it's like we stop watching here, go watch this fan ending where they just go to a farm and it's just nice, you know. Lone Syndicate says, I'm at work, but my day is kind of chill. How about you? You at work? Are you seeing anybody? Do you see? Lone Syndicate, I don't mean to be this way, but your job is very interesting. You are basically like a person who answers the phones in a gym, right? That's one of the things. I think you do multiple things, but maybe that's the one thing you do. I don't know. I think you're also a person that they put in places where you need to be performing, essentially, where they need you. What kind of people go into the gym, specifically the gym you work at? If you do see anyone coming, or are you like way in the back in a cubicle, just in a room, just grinding, answering phone calls and shit? Or do you actually get to see the people coming in and out of the gym? What is the type of person that comes in the gym? I don't mean this in like a negative way. I genuinely, because sometimes it's people who, like, I imagine when it's New Year's, you get a bunch of all kinds of shapes and sizes. But I want to know the consistent person. Is it just like people who, I don't know, maybe it's funny because it's like this thing called people watching, but I think it has a negative connotation of like people being judgy. And it's like, no, I just think people are interesting, and it's interesting to see the demographic of people that is consistent in this, because I feel like you have a good insight into who is consistently coming in, you know, and who is these people who have like the same collective traits that have this driven passion to keep improving their body or whatever. Or maybe you're like, nah, Grin, they're all mentally ill. They're all having like crazy self-esteem issues, or the girl, like girlfriend broke up with them, they seem depressed, but exercise, they get a little bit of happiness. Also, Lone Syndicate says, I want my waifu cups and shirt. Did you actually purchase one? Oh no. We can't purchase the cup. You may be able to purchase the shirt. But yes. Also, yeah, you're U.S. citizen, so it's no dollar conversion. I gotta be careful when I look at stuff on U.S. because it's like Canadian dollar is in a dicey state, but it's been that way for a good bit, where it's a good bit behind. It's like for you guys, if something is $50, for us it's like $70, which is like, jeez. BC says, I can't. I'm always way too right. That's right. You were saying that you have ADHD and whatnot, so it makes you feel like you're vibrating on your body. That makes sense. BC says, dude, Darling in Frags is so good. The ending kind of weird to me, but it's genuinely great to me. Yeah, see, the thing is, BC, I think that's what I kind of wanted to know, because I know it's a good show. Like I believe, like my whole thing is that like I was even watching like AMVAs of it that kept trickling out, and it genuinely seems like a wonderful, like warm and cuddly kind of interesting show with like I say warm and cuddly meaning like there are moments that are genuinely really sweet. But when I seen the ending of it, to me I just thought, again, it makes me have that feeling of like I'm not sure if everyone's like this, but I genuinely think if an ending, like to me one of the most important things is how a show ends. Because it determines your experience almost, you know, like again, and especially if it ends in a reductive way, you know, if it ends in like they all die, it kind of makes me like, why did I spend time watching this? Like the good moments they're wasted basically, like they're just ripped away, like yeah, you know. And I know some people are like, it's the journey, it's that one scene that, like, you know, that's art, that's fine. I don't like art that makes me feel horrible, you know. I can go watch someone like break their knee in 6 places in screaming agony, and I'm like, I don't like this, but it made me feel bad. Is that what art should do? maybe if you want that, I don't want to seek that out, you know? Which is why I think I don't know, I've seen like clips of the ending, and I remember when the anime was concluding, everyone was pissed that the ending was basically what it was. I'm not spoiling it, but like there's, yeah. Lone Syndicate says it's a good anime rated. No, I know, I 100% know it's like acclaimed. But my only worry is that for a person who is like myself, who despises like the dream sequence or the like they like the Romeo and Juliet kind of ending, I don't know. To me, that's always makes me feel hollow. You know, makes me feel like I ended my journey and I should not have taken this journey because I don't have anything to take out of it, you know? Yeah. Oh shit. Oh, is the stream okay? My stream just, my streamer capture just fucking completely locked up. Let me know if it's still good, because it just went all hollow. Like, yeah, that's not comforting. Hopefully the stream's okay. Oh. Stream's fine? Stream's fine on my end. I can't see my audio levels. You guys can hear me? Yeah, everyone says stream's good on my end. Stream's weird. Okay, I cannot see any of my my audio forms. No, okay, no, because I'm joking. Yeah, because I cannot see any of my audio. Like everything looks like I'm just muted. Now you're good. Okay, well, I'm worried. I wish there was a way to like reset the interface. I don't know how to like refresh the damn program. It's fighting me. Well, hopefully it all works out. If I yell at you, usually I can gauge if I'm screaming based on the little red thing. Anywho, ooh, hopefully, hope PC doesn't crash. We'll be okay, hopefully. Also, hey, Nub, have you ever tried gamer subs? Basically, like any sort of like, or like G Fuel or like Focus, any of that shit, any of that poison. BC says the ending is not bad. It's just odd to me. It's kind of like how it ended. I kind of like how it ended, but it wasn't the greatest. It was somewhat satisfied. Oh, I was somewhat satisfied. Okay. Like a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I'm so corrupted, man, by like games journalist like scaling to where like anything below an 8 is like like 8 is worth. It's so weird because like an 8 is you should absolutely play it. It's worth playing, and then anything below a 7 is like nah, which is not fair. It's probably like them like, well, wait. Alone Sing, it says, yep, I answered the phones. As for people, I kind of see all kinds of people. Some people who help out remember me. They seem kind. Every now and again, I encounter an interesting character. Yeah, that sounds awesome. One of these days, Alone Sing, you're gonna have to tell us whenever you meet an interesting character, because that's something that's I personally don't ever get. I don't get to see people, and I love people, so I'm gonna see like people all around, you know. Maybe it's a good thing I don't actually work in those kinds of situations, because I'd just people watch basically and be like, oh, I wonder what their story is. It's kind of lame for me, but yeah. Let's see. It says, speaking of an anime, I started watching anime called Oni Ai. Oni Ai? Okay. What's this? What's it about? Let me hear about it. It's an interesting anime. Let me hear about it. Can't say that and then not tell me. BC says, stream is fine. It's being lovely. Stream is fine. So I'm muted. Nah, you're okay. Yeah, it may be good, guys, but like it's like flying blind. It's like almost like you're driving a vehicle and your passenger's like, "Hey, we know where we're going," and I'm like, "I can't see my speedometer. I don't know how fast we're going." Okay, that's worrying. Okay. Nub says, "I only consume water and poutine." I feel like that would make a very sludgy mess in the gut, but okay. Okay. I mean, it's good. Honestly, yeah, I feel like that's not the worst. The poutine can be a little rough, but a lot of salt, a lot of cheese, a lot of gravy, which is salt in sense. But it's just I feel like, I don't know. I always wonder. I talked to you guys about it before, but I always wonder if you could be healthy. Like, what is the extent in which exercise, sleep, maybe like vitamins a little bit could like balance out you having eaten, because it's all calorie gain, right? So as long as you're at a calorie not deficit but medium, you should be killing it. So you kind of have to pace out. I wonder if like there was a way to eat, like I think that was the plot of like Super Size Me, where the guy just ate McDonald's, but that's McDonald's. That's like literally chemicals, you know. You can have a nice. You can cut up some fries. You can get some better oil. Make them fries. Nope says, also, I'm a person capable of staying awake for about 4 days and still being able to show up to work, so I don't really need those things. That's fucked up, Nub. Holy shit. That's fucked up, man. That can't be... I mean, I guess I would trust you. I guess you're true, but at the same time, I don't know how you got to a point where you knew that. Why do you know that about yourself? Jesus Christ, you better carry yourself now. We need you in this world. Shit. That's brutal. Oh, it's like when someone drops a bomb. It's like, yeah. Wait, what? What happened? Why did you get to this point? BC says, dude, I cannot take any kind of game journalist seriously anymore. IGN's best PvP build for Elden Ring is take every broken aspect of the game and ruin people's day. Yeah. I also, though, Beastie, I did see like a very funny meme, which was like a guy who had like all the decked out Elden Ring shit, and it was like a stupid live action meme that like I think FromSoft or whatever like just gave a bunch of content creators like cute skits a bunch of money basically just to make something for them, and it was this funny thing of like whenever you're PvPing and like in a Souls game, you either see like a knight who's like cladded in his own like armor and shit, or you see a guy who looks like a mutant in a loincloth with a tiny shield, and you're just like, oh god, no. Oh god, no. Please run. And then the reason why it's a meme is because that fucker has just only used the shield, has dedicated far too much time to perfectly a perfect parrying every single attack. And is just invested all of his points into like stamina, so he could just fucking dodge for days, and they just can perfectly keep countering you and stabbing the It's brutal. It's brutal. But I wonder if that's a thing in Elden Ring because of the range. Like I don't think in any Souls game there's been such a huge power spike for range, specifically like the range spells and such, or incantations. Nub says, I don't add any salt to my poutine. Really? I guess if you have enough gravy. But isn't there gravy built into salt? Isn't there salt built into gravy though? Although Nub is the person who makes poutine from the ground up, which is to say, it's like finding somebody who makes like a taco from the ground up, gets a whole ass piece of meat, serrades it, or like what do you call it, like cuts it up in tiny little threads. Although I've never had that. I've seen like people do like, man, that's like one of the best parts about living in a city kind of thing. That's like not super focused on like a trade, I guess. Like where I live is very much on a specific thing we do. That's it. But when we went to travel, or even when I see in some YouTube videos, there's like so many cool like side stores or like some weird. What's good, Venom? What's good, Venom? But there's so many cool like side stores where people are like cutting up hamburger or meat from the ground up, and like they're chopping them on this cool little like heat pallet. It's kind of like an upgraded version of a hot dog stand, except with like way more levels, And then you get like an actual like complete food right there. It's different, it's special. I think that's what like. I think a city that does that is winning. I should have made sure I grabbed shit. Shit. In fact, let's drop all of our stuff. Ra-pa-pa-pa-pa. I did it. My fries are as plain as possible. Interesting. BC says, I've never actually seen a good gaming journalist, especially from the most popular ones. Man, I hate it. Yeah, I think to me, you might be in the same boat as me. I prefer like content creators that are very honest about what they like. And in fact, that's the one thing I to me really differs between like a game review that I enjoy and what I don't. Like I was subscribed to this one person. I always remember he used to be really good about like communicating. Like he clearly liked Doom, Quake, fast-paced FPS shooters. And he recently made a video about Shadow Warrior, and I was just like, to me, for me, I was just like, how do you not see that like so much? This is just unarguably less. But he was like, he liked it because it was basically like another Doom type, So I think he just enjoyed that formula so much, which is fair. He can enjoy whatever you want. But for me, I felt skewed in that way. I felt like I was like, I don't really like that. And he always did a good job in the past about being like, these are the kind of games I like, and this is if you're like me, you might like the same games, you know. But that's kind of subjective, I think, when it comes to content creation. Like your job, you passively know that you're finding a specific person talking about a game, not necessarily a gaming journalist, but like kind of like a reviewer, a person who's able to like communicate why a game is interesting and does something different, you know, and why people might enjoy those things that are different, you know. But I understand what you mean about like, oftentimes I feel like there's gaming journalists are detached from what fans genuinely want, I guess, you know. Like I feel like they're good about, it's almost like when you go to school to do a thing, I almost wonder if you lose out on like, and when that thing has so entrenched with an ever-changing landscape, I think the things you would learn is how to basically appease people and how to communicate in such a way that makes people connect with whatever you're saying, but maybe doesn't actually mean anything, you know? Like you can meet people who are convincing but are not making any good points. It's just sort of like, I guess that makes sense, even though they've not really given you people who are good at communicating, essentially. But yeah, no, I kind of understand the sentiment. But also I think there's so much more there in terms of like not liking certain like journalists and game journalists, because I think for a long time now it's felt like the new generation hasn't taken their place. You know what I mean? Because it does seem like the same people who have been making reviews, specifically in like things like Game Informer, are continuing to make those reviews, but they're also like they've been playing games manually, basically, like with a really strict purpose of like talking about it and rating it. That I always wonder if they're like, it seems like oftentimes most game journalism don't even like games anymore, you know. I feel like you should get the fuck out by the time that happens. but I also, it's like I understand that there is some sort of like, hey, I've provided value for this company, whether it was IGN or a Game Informer or something like that. That it's kind of like, what the hell, dude? Like I've provided value to this company for such a long time. You should take care of me. You know, if I was loyal to you, you should absolutely be loyal to me. So I empathize with that that aspect of it. But simultaneously, I'm also I empathize that it feels sometimes, at least to me and maybe Beastie, that the games journalism feels a little off, you know? I feel like you're far better off betting on like a niche channel that is into like that specific genre of games. But usually they always branch off into other games and they don't communicate that like, I'm not even interested in these kinds of games, period. So this is my perspective of a game that I usually don't even like, you know, but usually they don't say that because it would basically hinder the audience from, you know, giving them the time of day, giving them watch time, etc. But yes. Thoughts? Where's my damn, there it is. I'm eating Wendy's today, boys, by the way. I'm excited. I've been actually eating Wendy's a lot recently, just because of the happen chance of busy things happening. But simultaneously, man, I've had Wendy's like in this last month, maybe like 3 times or 4 times, which is big for me. Like I went like 2 years without eating fast food at all because pandemic weirdness. Also, I just can tell myself stop it, and I'm pretty okay with doing that. But I will say, Wendy's still hitting. Wendy's still be hitting. It's not like one of those things where like I'm sick of it, you know. I'm like, I could keep eating this spicy chicken as much as I need. Yeah. Where is it? Nah, I got a lot of rings. Rings are the one thing you don't want to find here, I don't think. Also, keep getting like the old legendaries. I want to read my chat, but I have to make sure I find all these to be feeling like I've done it. There, so much more. This one here. There's one here somewhere, gold thread. Oh, of course I'm full. Anyways, that'll be good enough. I got heartburn. I had a double oh, fucking give me a sec. Pop. On the topic of Nub knowing that he can basically go 4 days without sleep, which is brutal. The only annoying thing is cleaning the oil every week because I had to do a double shift. Then my next shift was in 8 hours, so I didn't sleep. Why'd you sleep? You have 8 hours. Could you? Oh, I guess like you'd go back. Maybe you travel. Like the travel back home is actually quite a lot of time. So you only get like 3 hours. I still feel like that 3 hours could make a dent. And I was like, I'm gonna be awake for this long, and I only have 1 day left, so I stay awake for the last just cause, just to say fuck you, body. Take 10 years off my life, but just to prove a point. BZ says, I guess I have monstrously good metabolism because I cannot, for the life of me, put on any substantial amount of weight. I can just eat whatever I want, and it be good. Yeah, Beastie, if you want to actually put on, like, if you're trying to exercise and get it stronger and whatnot, there's things that you have to do. Like, I was very much in the same boat. It's starting to slightly scale down, but I honestly don't even know if it is. What do you call it? One of the things you could do is you could eat a mass gainer, or you have to, like, again, it's one of those things, but if you are a person who has a high metabolism and endomorph, I'm assuming, Beastie, you're also very tall and, like, lanky, probably. They tend to fall into the same regard. If you're not, then you're probably just younger and therefore burning off food because that's something that happens when you're younger. But if you're tall and lanky, it's usually an indicator of just the way your body is kind of structurally built. Anyways, you have to eat a shit ton. Like, you have to eat until you're sick and then eat more. Like, it's like, that's why I kind of get annoyed by people who complain about being like putting on weight too easily. Because from my perspective, I've always had to eat to the point in which I felt sick, and eventually you stop feeling sick. Eventually your, like, stomach gets bigger. Essentially, it sounds gross, but it's true. And then you can actually eat more. But yeah, like, that was one of the weird things that it pissed me off, because my brother was the opposite. My brother was a very much he could put on muscle really easily, but he also put on fat really easily, like the weight. And he always called me like, oh, I wish I had your thing, and I was like, I have to eat until the point in which I want to vomit. Like, do you know how awful that is? I'd much rather just be, I'm not gonna eat. I'm gonna have one meal a day. Like, yeah, for me, I know it's like always the glass is easy, or the shoe. On the other side of the fence, it's easier. I know that's a classic thing. But for me, that was my perspective of having that same thing that I think BCs has, which is like a very fast metabolism kind of thing. It's not all great, especially if you're wanting to actually, have some structural strength within your body. You can get real good at running. There's other things that you could do. We're catching up on chat. Yeah, the gravy is quite salty. We do tacos for some scratch as well. God damn, Nub. My mother loves doing that type of shit, just right from the ground. Ooh, that's lucky. Lucky. VC says spells are extremely OP in Souls games. The stars of ruin cannot be dodged by anything aside from another broken ash of war. A spell in themselves can 1 to 2 shot easily. Yeah, usually they yeah. Well, it's interesting because it's funny that there's like PvE stuff is pretty obviously easy. Like, like, not easy, but like you can achieve it. Whereas, basically PvP seems like there's a lot of spells that are like undodgeable, very good, nuke things. But in the base game, it's like, no. This spell's good, but you're not, like, this encounter is going to go on long enough to where you can't just spam. Well, unless you have a tonic and, you build for it. I would say it's really bad because of the whole chicken and the tough enough to start running around the house. Oh, okay, yeah, that's, I don't know, is that your mom's literally killing the animal, defeathering it? Woof. Eeh. The wizard tends to be not level vigor in order to get as much as AP as possible for spamming the nuisance one-shot spells. Yeah. I haven't read a Game Informer in so long. I feel I don't read Game Informer, but I do. Also, I should go to the side. I do watch their YouTube channel, and like they just released a DLC, not DLC, a video review of a game that we're going to cover on the channel recently, which I thought was a very cool perspective from them. So I still think like you can find good things there. I don't think it's like you're just completely like, these people suck to the end. I don't think that's true. But yeah, also this is the Threads of Fate times 2 projectiles. Yes. Barrel Maker got a huge ass buff. Yeah, now it's doing like 4K. It's like a whole ass bazooka. Love it. Also scaling that up exponentially is going to be mad. Oh, this is the summoning a taunt thing. Sham, yeah. Mine ruins of buff. Yep, that's not new. The thing that generates crossbows. No, that's not new. Salt and battery is a thing. What's its passive buff? Melee crits occur resetting this bonus. Oh, I see. So it doesn't have one. That's what I was trying to look for. I thought I would have to have one. Wait. Oh, is this one of the new things? Ew. Why is there a thing there? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I think this is one of the new things. I think. Yeah, it's a tantrum. The tantrum melee weapon. Petty tantrum. Every other melee attack creates 3 to 5 tantrums under nearby enemies. Each tantrum deals 150 melee damage. This might be the answer to doing ranged damage. As long as it can do it under fire enemies. If it can't, then that's fucking bullshit. It absolutely doesn't help, but that's interesting. We should try that. We'll probably, yeah, we'll try that. We'll pace ourselves out. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll make sure we go and hit some shit with this. Anyways, oh, is this the new one? It is, the Greedy Warden, I think. Yeah, this Greedy Warden deals bonus damage based on the fullness of your ward. While your ward is full, increases your movement speed by 15. Weird. Why is a giant spike ball a movement, a movement thing? What? It's insanity. Yeah, in the Souls community, IGN is basically a meme. In the DS3, they did the most powerful weapons tier list and listed some of the most garbage weapons mixed in with the greatest weapons. It was hilarious. Yeah. I thought the same thing. I was looking at a tier list for Wonderlands, and I think a lot of those websites, again, it's my point of like, I think they have systematized like covering a game, and they need to get their article out like consistently, but I don't know if that means they actually like are aware, they're actually like dedicating on their off time the Reddit and going through and seeing what everyone's talking about. Because oftentimes, like, I've seen a tier list of the best spells in Wonderlands, and it was like there was ones in there that I was just like, what? Like, this is like one of the worst spells, like arguably one of the worst spells. And they were just like, fuck it, I guess we need to have 5. I know 2 are good, I'll get the rest, you know? And you're like, Jesus, they sound good. And it's like, well, yeah, but they don't scale at all, you know? Dealing bonus damage based on the fullness of your shield. I wonder how much that is. Yeah, also, so does that mean you go with a melee build with Deathless class mod? I wonder how you'd make the most of this weapon. Or maybe it has like a stupid big scaling for it. Yeah, you also can get Rampage on it and stuff like that. Yeah, Rampage is decent. It's not great, but it's okay. Petty Tantrum, tier 3. Or not, another version, sorry. Okay, we have Archmage. Does this one have something special on it? Amplify, it's not bad. Frozen. Oh, this one got buffed. Oh, and it's also a ×2, or sorry, 2 charges. 2 charges, but still not bad. How does this one is, I'm so happy that this spell is actually like something now. Look at this. Isn't that neat? That neat? I don't know if it's good. It's pretty terrible, all things considered, usually. But that's just such a fun little thing. You can just plop those out. Wait, I dropped my twisters. We have that. That's just the thing. Actually, that's not actually a bad find. Nice, primordial even. Sugar and spice, all that stuff. Nope. That's also terrible. I had such high hopes for that gun. Ooh, but we got another... Ooh, it's a ×7 though. This is gonna be either ×7 or ×14. I got a 14 one, which is pretty amazing. Also, that's a scaling melee weapon, but it scales like shit. So yeah. I think that's not new. I don't think that's new. I don't think it's possible to get the new legendary class mod from the thing. I don't think so, at least. All companions damage is converted to lightning damage. I've never seen that in lightning. Neat. I know it's all elements, but I've just never seen that before. Is that? Okay, is this a new weapon as well? I kept seeing like a sniper type thing where lights out. No, I think this is the one that's... Yeah, the transmission. Yeah, so no, that's not new. Never mind. I thought I seen like a sniper that you can like shoot at a little orb and shoot it a bunch and it gains damage. I don't think it's new, but still. Sword explosion, wand, all the trash in the world. Oh, rings. We got a fucking primordial, not bad. When exiting, save your soul. Fulfill full shield. Lethal cat. This is the new one. Oh no, this is not. Sorry, that's not the new one. This was it. Faulty Oath. When switching weapons, you get efficiency increases by 50. It's not the worst. Yeah, it's okay. It's kind of a pain in my ass. I guess it's for 6 seconds. Actually, it's not the worst. You don't have to constantly keep doing it, but that's not bad for 50. Granted, yeah, you see, its base scaling is shitty. So like, melee is only up by 19, and this is up by 16. So it might be like, again, this is the classic thing. I kind of want to make a video about this, but I don't want to be negative. What's good, Crazy? How are you? Want to find? Sorry, Crazy. We're just grinding the rings. We're just grinding, and I'm gonna save, quit, burn it, and give. But I kind of wanted to make a little. I'm not sure. I don't want to make a tantrum about it, but I do like. This is something that I've noticed in Wonderlands with the updates and patches and such. For instance, those guys who do not know, there is a weapon right here. It's basically a melee scaling shotgun, which is basically very similar to the face puncher that existed in Borderlands 3. Now, if you go to the parts of this weapon, you guys can see that the barrel says, fires pellets that deal melee damage. Now, there used to be something that existed within the Borderlands franchise, specifically in Borderlands 3, where these things kind of mattered because there were skills that intrinsically benefited that. You know what I mean? So, for instance, when it says melee damage, you're like, ooh, oh my god, look at this. Oh, I can't show you, unfortunately, but there's a Stabomancer skill within the Stabo skill tree that basically says when you do melee damage, there's a chance for you to apply a random element. There's stuff like that, and you're like, oh, I wonder if that detonates it. Or it's like, we're shooting a gun that deals melee damage, but I wonder if it also, in some regards, scales a little bit off of gun damage. That way, I could use Stabomancer's Capstone, which will, me shooting melee damage will also trigger throwing, what do you call it, these like ghost blades at people. Awesome. All that stuff. But there is so much stuff in the game that just completely bleeds out that. Whatever that is, that like hive mind, like let me try to piece together a solution that could be broken and fun. There's no brokenness in Wonderlands, but there is, which is the frustrating part. It's like, there is clearly things that are busted, but there's also weird limitations that kind of completely kneecap creativity within build creation, within like finding a funner way to play. Like yeah, and to me, that's what's like crippling, I think, badly, Wonderlands. I don't want to be toxic or like, you know, negative, but it's just, I genuinely see that being a huge problem. Like, why are so many content creators left? And why are certain content creators still here? You know, and I wonder, I just wonder if it's the right call is to have this like balance, because I don't think balance is actually really good in a game where you're finding loot. And I think this is something I think people bitched at Gearbox a lot in Borderlands 3. I'm getting that mixed. Remember at the release of Wonderlands, I was stuck. I'm stuck in the other way now, but I think in Gearbox got a lot of shit in Borderlands 3 for everything being kind of debalanced, and at the end they were kind of like rescaling things. But they always made things feel exciting because they were good. They were a new level of good. Whereas now I just find it's not like we don't have builds that can eviscerate the world. It's just that we have less options to mess with those builds and like piece them together in different ways. Like, why can't the Face Puncher apply multiple elements and or is even remotely kind of good? And why is the only way the Face Puncher is able to pack a hell of a punch is by going down and this fucking spell shot skill tree? Like, if that's what you think, like, oh, let's make a melee character build that is independent on spells, is fucking bad shit. So yeah, to me, I just feel like the game needs to be set free in a way, because it feels to me very like I want chaos. Like, chaos at least is interesting. Like, balance is in a game where the whole thing is the hunt for loot. It makes everything feel very, very soulless. And I don't think I need any proof, because Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, at least maybe I'm missing something, but I think that everything's down. I think a lot of creators have just left. I think the viewership on a lot of the channels has degraded. Yeah, so like I don't think, if you are in the position of someone saying, well, no, balance is better, this is the state of this game is actually good, the problem is the DLC wasn't good enough to keep people's attention. I don't think you're entirely wrong on that, but I also think that, like, yeah, what do you call it? This is also the same communities that existed without any DLC, like with nothing, you know? But yes, sorry, I'd rather vent here and not make the video that could be perceived as, you know, being too cruel or being too bitchy, which I do like expressing fuckery, essentially like bullshit. I don't think this is right. But at the same time, I can also understand that it may be at times too much. It may be too toxic to some extent, you know? Or at the very least, I don't want to be a negative force in a community or a person's life, you know? I'd rather be the person who's like trying to find the fun in an environment rather than like being the source of toxicity. Because I feel like as a viewer, even if you may enjoy, like, I agree with you, I still feel like you don't understand that I'm nudging you down the path of like sorrow, you know what I mean? Which is, I think, passive, and I don't want to be that for anybody. So I always try to hold back, but that's why my stream community gets to have it, so that the everyone else does not. I appreciate you guys. Poison damage, protagonizer. Yeah, we'll keep one of the protagonizers, and maybe one of the bolties. This protagonizer. Basically just makes it so that your ability builds are okay, or slightly have a necklace that could kind of work. And I wonder how good it is because it's based on your attunement scaling, so could be good, could be kind of okay. That's not bad, actually. Put that one in there too. Bolt last, and last, another bolt last. Holy shit, that's 4 charges and a lot of critical damage as well. Should I get this one? Cooldown rate, critical damage. My cooldown rate really comes in huge. You can have like cooldown rate, and your spell will basically be up forever, which is wild. All right, let's go put some of this stuff away, and they'll keep wishing. Did I miss any? Oh, I still had. Oh, right. There was some in there. I just didn't have. I just didn't drop them. We'll drop this. Also, what's good, Zero? Sorry, but I didn't see it pop in. I wish I said hi. I was in a tangent. Let me pause it so I can catch up on chat a little bit. Zero says, oh, wait, no, everyone's so many things. Nub says, the rule would be if you want to voice your opinion on X type of game, you must have a minimum of 1K hours on the type of game. I don't know about that. That's too much. That's way too much. These are the siblings who live together, and the little sister loves her brother a bit too much, like she wants him to sneak. Yeah, gotcha. You know, I don't know if I've heard about it, but I've seen like ambas of that because it's just kind of a trope with an anime. But yeah, rough. Nub says, I used to eat Wendy's spicy chicken every single day. Dude, spicy chicken sandwich, also with a, what is the one, Nub, that's like a, it's like a GBC, I think it's called. It was like basically just like it's like you have your nice spicy chicken sandwich, and then you have your just JBC, which is just like a nice like cool down burger as well. Delicious. I always get them with the best. Nub says, and also it's not 10 years. Also, it's not 10 years. It's about only a year. What is that referring to? I forgot. I'm not expecting to live long, too long. Anyways, no, don't say that. We need you in this world. That's why I say you can be like, all right, fuck it, but it's not fair to everyone else. You're cheating them out of you. Zero says, also he's a little selfish for everyone else to say that, including myself. But Zero says, I'm literally so angry for no reason. Music apps piss me off. Yeah, man. I've had YouTube music, and sometimes it does this thing where it kicks me off randomly, or like I don't know if it thinks like there's 2 people using my thing, so it pauses the song, like as if it's like you can't have 2 playlists happening. I have YouTube fucking Premium and music. Oh yeah, I've not messed around with Spotify enough to be pissed off with you if that's what you're using. But yeah. I wish you a zen time, Zero. I'm like not a 5'9", 5'10", so not incredibly tall either. Okay, yeah, so you might just have also, I don't think it's entirely dependent on like ectomorph, endomorph kind of things. So yeah, I'm great at running too. Great way to burn excess energy. I used to run a lot when I was younger and never really grew out of it. But it's like upper body I'm kind of struggling with. Yeah, well, Beastie, running is not a way that you get bigger, like muscular development. Like when you run, your body create more leanness because your body grows off of basically the foundation of how your body grows is by releasing stress hormones into your body, like growth hormones, what they call it. And if you're running, you're basically getting good at operating your own weight. But your body will start to like shave off fat essentially, so that you're more efficient, so you weigh less, but that it's easier to run, because your body's main goal is to basically be efficient for whatever thing it's trained to do. Now, if you train your body to lift very heavy things and not to move a lot, then it'll start asking you to like eat fat, this is when you start doing compound movements and your body's like has a shake to it, you'll have a desire to eat like stupid dense something, whether it's like chicken fat. Like I used to hate steak with fat on it. And ever since I started working out in a specific way, I've had the complete turnaround, because your body's like signaling everything in your brain to like, we need calories and stuff to put on now because we're dead. Like your muscles are overloaded with acid, and your body's trying to repair that. And there's also like a method to the madness of that. But yes. But also, depends on what you're trying to do. Like if you do just want to have like a nice healthy body, a runner's body is pretty healthy. Granted, I would suggest not running though. Running is super fucking shit for your knees, and your knees are like the one thing that's gonna cap out hard. Granted, if you do some specific exercises, you can help build up the strength in your knee. But it's more just that you're doing an impact thing constantly. If you could row or swim, that's fucking huge. Swimmers are some of the most healthy fucking juggernaut people on the planet. Yes. Also, if you have like an attack bike, I talked to you guys about that beforehand. Not like a Peloton. That's kind of just, you're just working your legs. You want to keep your whole body activated if you can. Anyway, sorry. I could talk about exercise also for forever. You guys don't see, every time I end my stream, I go and work out for 3 hours or something. This is my other love in my life. Okay, we reached the bottom of the chat. Beautiful. I want to go, before we actually, I do want to grab the rest of this. I do want to grab the rest of the legendaries, but I do want to see what this weapon be all about. Was that a new necklace? I don't think so. I don't think we have new necklaces, so I think we're okay. Damn it, I seen it. There we go. There's more here. There's a huge pile here, actually. There's like 5 stacked here. Where is it? There it is. Damn it, there. Alright. There's one more in there. I think there's 3 actually. There we go. And there's one over here. Yep. Good. With those shit, let's see. Dynamo, trash. Also trash. It's purple. Sham, trash. Well, that's good, but it's trash. Okay, let's go test. It's also nothing. Okay, let's go test the new thing. Yes. Words. Lethal catch. That good? Dark magic and spell shot. Good enough? Anyway, let's go test this new melee weapon on a build character, whatever, that is not really good at melee. Kind of. I have so much spell damage, and it's fed in to spell damage. So okay, not great, but it's okay. We can see a little bit of damage. Oh, it's fucked up. This is the state of the face puncher gun. Because I take a little bit, like a tiny 30% of my spell damage, and I put it into my melee damage, the face puncher on this account does more damage than on my melee account, my Krieg build, which has like 30 or 40% bonus melee damage with a skill tree buffing the shit out of melee damage. Gugh. Sorry. Bullshit. I just want to see what this thing does. So this is a hammer that's basically going to detonate, called like tantrums. 3 out of 4, so a minimum of 3, but it will also do 5. But also does 150% of your melee damage. Golly. Let's throw some of these to keep ourselves alive. That's melee. Melee. Ooh, it is slow as shit, but ooh, it does. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's wild. Although we have pixies, and pixies is a little nuts. Also, I think our melee weapon is dark magic. So yes. So does it detonate in like when it activates tantrums? Is it dark magic based? I don't know. Regardless, we should not be like able to do anything, but we're not really able to do anything. So it adds up. Let's do this. This cryo bullet. Oh, cryo actually did pretty good. Never mind. It did not. It is still very bad. Okay, let's see if the tantrum actually does good for racks, because that's the main thing. Because again, if we can make that happen with killing ranged enemies, that's huge. Let's go piss off the racks. There we go. Come here. All right, good. They exist. Hopefully some people come over and try to kill me. Damn it. Well, I guess we'll do this. Die. There we go. Okay. We need another side enemy. Quickly. There we go. Beautiful. Hopefully the range is pretty good. Can they reach that rack over there? Come here. There we go. I can't see. There we go. We see racks in the background. Just let me keep meleeing. Well, fuck it. We're doing this. Magic. Magic kill. There we go. Melee again. I think we killed all the racks. No, there's one left. I think it worked. Yeah, I think it worked. I think I just seen an explosion underneath them. Yeah, so I think it can hit ranged enemies. So if you're doing, and again, we have no melee scaling, well, which we kind of do actually, that's a lie, but still something. I wonder if it also scales based on the melee weapon, or I think it scales off your base. Regardless, we're mage build, we can just do this. Boom, deleted everything with our twister. Same thing with this, get away. Yeah, dead. Okay. Well, we have another weapon. I just want to see what the base of this is too. It's the Greedy Warden. Let's see if that's worth its salt. Let's see. Bang! Bang! Oh, this one's fast. This one's fast and it gives you damage based on your shield. Now, luckily, as for me, I can keep casting spells and keep getting up, but yes. Melee! So we have a full shield. Yeah, but we have no melee damage. This one doesn't seem great. It seems like it attacks fast, and also seems like it throws people like really hard because it's a giant bonk weapon, but still. This, die. And this, boom. Yeah, the frozen one doesn't seem to be great. It does seem to get messed with the one thing. Yeah, like that slowed it down entirely. That's cool. That one has gravity pull, like singularity. So they kind of hybridize together and they like slow it down. Oh, I guess if they did pull each other away, they would, I think. Interesting. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it could work. Again, I still have the same thing where I think all of the DLC weapons, I think it is such the wrong call to make things underperform at this point in the game. I think this is where you need to make people excited for new gear. And when the phase puncher can only be like decent when you have to use spell shot as like a melee. Weird. I keep talking about it, but it's weird to me. What's good, Brian? How are you? Brian says, heads up on the spicy chicken sandwich. KFC spicy chicken drops on Nashville hot sauce. Ooh, it's fire. Also, Burger King chicken King spicy is also. What do you call it, Brian? For me, Burger King always feels off. Like I'm eating a horse. You know, even though I know that's bullshit. I don't know. To me, something about Burger King that feels a little weird. Maybe the spice helps you just smother that out, though. But I could see, KFC's Big Crunch. Ooh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Although I have not tried the spicy version of that, though, but it sounds great. But also, man, there was this one time, and this is not KFC, this is just like the KFC that we have in our town, where there was literally a KFC burger. It was set on the side of the counter, basically. And I walked away, I came back, and I seen this, like, giant slug that was clearly coated in mayonnaise, like there was like a burger and like a slug trail basically, with this little guy going coming out of my burger, or like a thread leading to my burger. It was foul, and since then we've never went to that specific KFC ever. And I thought, what? Also, this fun fact: a year later, the KFC got closed down for violations. So great, jeez. But yeah, so Big Crunch is great. Little polluted mentally from it. Oh, I took my iced coffee. My power teeth. All right, what did I mark here to take? I think we should keep some of the bonk ones, because they could be good. Does look like they can't come in elemental, though. We haven't got one in elemental, so it may be a telltale sign of that. Rampage is not one I'd actually want to invest in, so let's hope I have a different one on me that I can chuck in my vault. I think we had a lot of necklaces that I was like, let's keep some. Because again, as long as I have the base, I can kind of MacGyver around and like flip switches to make them decent. But I need the base. Is that it? Volatile. Mage is better, at least. You always use more magic, especially with the one magic that makes everything cryoed and frozen locked. That's pretty huge. Necklace, nothing special? Nothing special. Alright, we still have a little bit of money to go, but we cleared all this too, so we actually were okay. Also, all of our gear is gone. Sorry, heartburn. What's good, Red? How are you this fine evening? Red, I wanted to compliment you. Thank God I remembered. I wanted to compliment you on your character. I finally seen the character you uploaded in the Share Grin towel for your Saints Row character like preview thing. God damn, looking clean, man. Well done. Love the style aspect of it. I will say, little moist. Character coated in grease, but I get it. Also, proportion-wise, everything made sense. Everything looked good. Well done. Also, I appreciate people going through the time to do that because I always appreciate the, like, aesthetic and design and shit. So it's also cool to see what other people's perspectives and tastes are. Also, it'd be super cool for a shroom build. Which one, BC? Because the one thing that to me makes me like think it could be a fun build, whether it's good or not, I don't know. But if you went down the Spore Warden skill tree and you got the new bow weapons, you got the Boltor, and you got guns with wings, and maybe you went down Spell Shot just so that they could harmonize. That I think could be pretty fun. Or maybe not Spell Shot, maybe Graveborn, because Graveborn would make your pixies and everything else operate better, I think. Also, Blast Gas, I think, detonates on spell, maybe? It'd be a toss-up between do you do Spore Warden and Graveborn, because you need Spore Warden for its capstone, because it basically makes it so anything that's a bolt will basically have a ricochet, and that ricochet will scale off ability damage, so you kind of need that there. But also, it's kind of nice having spell damage, or having ambidextrous, so I kind of part of me I would want to go down the route of a Spell Shot, just because it's good, and also it would give you the ability to... Also, there's various, like, gun damage reset spells, so you can have some crazy fun with keeping your bolts up. That could be pretty fun. I'm inspired now. I kind of want to I was just talking. I thought about it, but now that I said it, it's real. I'm like, maybe we should try that. I don't know if it's good, although it should be pretty easy to tweak around and to make something happen with that working out, essentially. But yes, I wonder what class mod would be good for it, though. Lone Sega says melee damage is converted to spell damage is the most deceptive way to do melee damage without actually doing melee damage. Well, that was the weird thing, Lone Syndicate. The way you make that face puncher good is you take all of your spell damage and convert it into gun damage. And for whatever reason, that scales up the face puncher, but the face puncher does not, it's not considered gun damage. So you have skills within your abilities like the Spell Shot and... what is it called? Stabomancer, where it's like you need to do gun damage to throw ghost blades or to detonate your cooldowns basically being reset. So there's all of those. But it's still kind of weird. Also, yeah, that could get crazy really fast. That seems like so, yeah, because if you by the way, there's the I don't have them on me, but the bows basically you can summon. There's no cap on those. So as long as you cool down your things, you can keep casting them. So if you had a low cooldown version of them, and also the reset your magic. Oh, but you need the capstone. Fuck. Yeah, you need the capstone of the other one in order to, and you wouldn't be able to get the last thing. That's shitty. That doesn't work as crazy as I thought it would, but still good. Still good. But if we ever get 2 capstones, that build will be nuts because you could get the capstone, which makes your arrows do crazy damage. Granted, if you have Bolt Blast could simulate the same thing that the capstone kind of does. Also, the capstone scales off ability damage, which would spread ourselves weirdly thin. We could just hyper-invest in spells. Also have fun with spells. Also have fun with bolts. That would maybe work better, actually, because the Bolt Blast kind of simulates the capstone of Spore Warden. Anyway, sorry. Oh, yeah, so I finished my train of thought about this face puncher. Basically, it's scaling... It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's scaling off of weapon damage, or gun damage, sorry. But it doesn't consider itself a gun. It cannot detonate those gun skills, because it's dealing melee damage, but is considered a gun, I guess. That's the way I think you could think about it, which maybe in that way makes sense. But yeah, so the Spell Shot has takes all your spell damage and puts into guns, and if you have like a class mod that gives you like 93% of whatever spell damage you're doing into that, then you can basically just do insane gun damage through spell damage, which to me is hilarious because they're like, let's tone down the Spell Shot and like decrease their stack gain by 2% or 3%. Meanwhile, that's not the problem. It's the problem that they've created so many things that sequence spell acquisition into damage sources that make everything else irrelevant. Sorry. Now, granted, I don't think Spell Shot needs to be tweaked. I think just you need to increase melee damage on a base and make it worth investing in. Here's hoping that that's what the Shaman kind of character does. It kind of has like good access points that can convert melee damage into ability damage, so that we can stop just going whole hog into one perspective, you know. Yeah, that's the veil. I thought beauty of Borderlands games was the chaos. Yeah, the veil, the valid I thought was the best part of a Borderlands game is the chaos. In the fact, I stumbled upon a gun that makes God cry. Yeah. That's the funnest part, man. Yeah. And I think there's so many people that crave that within the Borderlands games, you know. But then I also don't agree with some people who like I used to dislike when people used to say like, we need Borderlands 1 back, where Borderlands 1 was basically like you could see a legendary every at 4 days of grinding, you'd see like one maybe. It was like super rare, like stupid rare. Per lesson, you'd see like one out of like 2 months of grinding. That's a little much. I think there's a balance. I think we're in the excess for sure, like the drastic excess of legendaries, which makes those people more reasonable at this point. But I don't want an overcorrection where it is literally like, again, there's a balance to like the reward mechanisms within your brain to making people feel like, ooh, I'm doing something. I'm worthy of doing something. And that's why when legendaries aren't cooking, like they're not firing with good enough damage, it destroys that entirely. Like that feeling of like, oh, I'm grinding, I've got legendary, holy fuck, I finally got it to drop, and then it hits like a wet noodle. Like that's a feeling that just makes you feel blech. Like it's not good, you know. It's funny because I think the build creation in this game was so good, and they could have made it better. Like again, I think if they just added like a random stat with like it's grayed out like this, they could have like companion damage on it, essentially, like takes 30% of whatever damage you're buffing and converts it into spell damage or companion damage or ability damage. Then this would be like one of the best scaling games in the whole thing. Also, that would give you another prefix of variability to get to make something truly great, you know. And especially with all of like, you can go down 2 skill trees. One of those skill trees might have melee damage, so that if you get a good drop to drop, but it has melee damage scaling, that's not exactly a waste for you. Given you have one of those things built, spell damage, ability damage, melee damage, whatever, that would still give you like, okay, I can make this work. It's not perfect, but I can make it work. Whereas now it just seems like there's none of that, you know? We've talked about this ad nauseum. BZ says, I haven't had an actual good chicken sandwich in a while. I gotta try some of it. Yeah, man, Wendy's to me doesn't miss. It's not like the best burger you've ever had ever, but it's the most consistent fast food chain. I talked to you guys about this beforehand in a thing. The most inconsistent fast food chain, I think, and it's not even close. It's like fucking huge difference. It's gotta be a Subway. You know what I mean? Is there a more inconsistent like thing than Subway? I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's what I get. I get roast beef, which is brutal. It's like been sitting there all day. Sometimes it's veiny as hell. Yeah. Once again, it says, "Don't worry, Grin. When Borderlands 4 is announced, that's when you'll do a complete rebalance of everything in Wonderlands and make everything good. Like at the end of Borderlands 3, we were in a good like state as well in the beginning of Wonderlands. Everything was good until the Chaos Nation attacked and just made everything a fucking nightmare because everything is just." Also, what's good, Roger? Also, what's good, War? Roger says, it is an insult of wet noodles, or it is an insult to wet noodles, for even they strike with the greater force, with greater than ferocity. I jest. It's okay, Roger. Don't jest, Roger. Swing for the fences. All right, we'll support you. How are you, Roger? By the way, it's been a hot minute. Are you enjoying Genshin still, or is there any game that's caught your eye? Have you seen some Tower of Fantasy things? Like we've already talked about this beforehand. I might be retreading old ground, but it says, so you need more gun damage to make a melee scaling weapon do more damage? Yes, I know. Well, actually, no, you need more spell damage, which that spell damage is converted into gun damage, and therefore you have more melee damage. It's even worse. It's absolutely crazy. War says the 4 days grind for colored weapons is insane. For this, yeah. Play for a year, probably came across 10 legendaries. Yeah, man, brutal. War says no, dear God, no. Everyone's being sweet. Lone City says, lol, the whole subway debate. I remember this. Hey man, we talked for such a long time. We tread old ground. Hit me with it. What is one more? Maybe I don't have it though. Canada is usually like similar to America. We usually have a shit ton of chains, restaurants, but yes, I don't know if there's a more inconsistent thing than Subway. And I wonder if I want you guys to reply, because I don't know if it's me, if I just get something that's fucked up, that's like has variability of being either the best or the worst. Like maybe if you get like not roast beef, that's right. If you get like salami, is it just okay? Is it still good because it's like harder to fuck that up? Maybe. Like I had a steak one the other day, and I also felt like I think it's just a bad idea. That like Subway's whole idea was like let's set up a thing and we'll make a sandwich, but the bad idea is that it's sitting there in the open air and people are opening up doors and dust and like fucking dirt is spewing up into the air. People are breathing their like mouth germs everywhere, and it's just landing on that meat. Also, those trays that they have them on, it's not like temperature controlled, you know? So we're just sitting there eating like meat that's been sitting there for huge amounts of time. Of course it's gonna taste a little fucking not great. Yeah. Also, it's like Subway eat fresh. It's like the only thing fresh about Subway is the fact that it's made in front of you, which is not fresh. It's like it's created now. That's what it should be called. Sorry, this is gonna reignite this whole thing in a second. Roger says, I have been keeping a rather close eye on Tower of Fantasy. Me and you both, Roger. Have you seen Withering Waves? I play Genshin about an hour a day. It was still just pacing yourself. And I most recently quit Ni no Kuni post their scummy acts. Roger hit me with it. We've been getting just hand over fist delivered with every kind of bad game practice this year. This year has been fucking brutal for game practices. We had Diablo Immortal, brutal. We have Tiny Tina's Wonderland with this being a DLC from where we were, brutal. We have whatever Roger's probably gonna lay on us about the bullshittery afoot. Yeah, it's been a bad year for gamer consumerism, essentially. Nickel and diming, essentially. Lone Singing says, that's insane. That's insanity at its finest. Most spell damage, more gun damage, more melee damage. It just works. It just works. It works, and I'm having a stroke. Let's drop all of our gear. We have too much crap we're holding. Also, what's good, Ashley? How are you? Ashley does some weird shit and just like, I feel like I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say no. I don't know. I'm thinking about it in my head. I always like when someone does the whole weird like star does something star. It makes me think of myself in that situation, and therefore would I be able to survive? Basically, would I be able to hold somebody back to the extent in which I can do that? I don't know how big Ashley is. Maybe Ashley is like fucking like a world triathlon person, you know what I mean? Like a fucking strongman person, you know? Rough. Maybe she's trained in jiu-jitsu and whatnot. I don't know. Rough. Essentially, I'd still kick and scream for my life, essentially. That's not for you, Ashley. It's just because people coming into my space, terrifying. But yeah, I have a problem. Ashley says, I'm 5'4". Oh, man. Okay, never mind. I'd be able to put my hand on your... I'd be able to palm your head and just be like, he can't reach me. Oh, man. I mean, we got so many short kings and queens out here. Lone Singer says, Subway is kind of mid. Using that trendy language. I don't like when people use mid to describe things that are kind of okay or good. You know what I mean? Or no, yeah, sorry. Mid's fine. It means like it's not. To me, mid seems like it is not good. It is it's like what hipsters call things to feel more special. You know what I mean? Yeah, when people keep saying mid, I'm like, That's like saying a game is like a 6.5. It's like basically shit, not worth your time, you know? It's like when people have to destroy something to make themselves feel better. Now, granted, I did just go on a rant about Subway. That's because 90% of the time I've had a rough experience to where I used to love it. Like sometimes you get Subway when they're fresh and it's goddamn brilliant, but then it's absolutely not fresh. You know what I mean? We've talked about those. War says the colors, wow. Oh, all the little tiny threads, yeah. It's pretty. But now we gotta pick up all these damn little threads. Do. When I look at the chat, I have some things that kind of like, for whatever reason, there's words that stand out. And I think when I looked at Raj's message, last when I was reading whatever was above the message, I think it was Lone Syndicate's message, I seen crypto. And that's all I really need. Just one word to understand the bullshittery that Raja had to put up with in the game that she left behind. I'm like, I get it. Ugh. Or like, not even crypto. If it's crypto, it's also probably adjacent to, what is it called? NFTs, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire, basically. I will read in a minute. Get all these before we call it. Although I could probably pick up a lot of this instead of making sure I get the legendary in the mess of it. Where is it? Oh no! Oh god, we're okay. Dark magic is not that bad for us. Oh, come on. Picking up everything. Like a madman. Oh, also, guys, I was watching this. I watch this podcast every now and again. It's called Red Web. It's very fun. It's like just like weird internet mystery type things. Also kind of gets grimace occasionally, like actual crimes. And you're like, oh, this is terrible. I'm terrified. But there was basically this thing that I was listening to this week. It's a little grimace again, but basically there was like this 4chan, I know, 4chan thing, where basically a guy had, and it could be all smoke and mirrors nonsense, but basically he had like a treasure hunt, and he kept showing like images of like a bag in like a creepy dimly lit place, and he kept saying like, come find this treasure hunt. And then eventually he started like showing like a mummified paw, essentially, and you're like, ooh, this is like some horror shit now. It's not just like, oh, come do a treasure hunt, internet, gross. And he just keeps like adding on sinister things, and then eventually some random guy was like, I'm gonna go find this, and then he does, and it's kind of built like a creepy copy pasta. Like it's almost like if somebody was to write a story in which they were able to say like, let's use like Reddit, and let's use not Reddit, 4chan, sorry, and let's use this as a way to kind of create a horrifying story of like, here's this idiot internet person goes and does this actual treasure hunt, only to find the actual like thing, and it's basically like a body, or like it's a mummified monkey or something. And then there's like a plate next to it, and he opens the plate, and there's like a possum that runs away, and then the plate basically reads like, you shouldn't have come here. What do you call it? We were meant to find each other, or something horrifying. And then this dude's doing like live updates on Reddit, which is like, first of all, good way to get killed. Like, what? Person's probably seeing. Anyways, it's all probably smoke and mirrors. It's all probably just like how to tell a cool story and make it not cool, terrifying. And yeah, I haven't seen the conclusion of the podcast. Usually they save it at the end about being like, and 2 years later we found out bogus, and here's the guy that made it. Or sometimes it's like, we have never found the killer, and they're still out there, and the world's scary place. And it's like, ugh. A podcast called Red Web. It's actually very good. It has good sound design. Ashley says, I'll just get a chair to reach you. I feel like all I do is I do my thing that I classically do when I was younger. I'd basically just wrap my hands around someone, and then I would just go, and I just squeeze this. Like, people think this is it. You get behind someone, you start pulling. Well, first of all, it's like this. But anyways, you just grab someone, and then you like use every fiber of your body to pull your arms and your chest together. Dude, the squeeze can make a person freak the fuck out, because you feel like your spine moving, and you're like, this is not good. I could have actually hurt people. I'm happy I stopped it to people. It's basically like the epitome of a bear hug, except for you. Roger says they introduced cryptocurrency to a global version not present within the others. It caused bots to invade the servers, keeping legitimate players out, which caused a few hours long time queue. Attempted to sell off about 7.99 US packages, and would allow you to skip the quest. That sounds horrible. So there's like weird things that allow you to circumnavigate like ways of actually just playing the game, but also made like, yeah, man, I don't know. Like I've heard someone talk about this where like Bitcoin or cryptocurrency weirdness is maybe has some utility to it, given we've never seen anything like that really yet. But it does seem like it's still rife with like a kind of a criminal element. But now it's kind of like, it's not even a criminal element. It's just like a monetary scheme, which honestly, it makes sense. There's like crazy people that have made like billions of dollars by just having a coin, essentially an internet digital thing. And now they're set for life. So I can see a lot of people. Also, I think it's easy to get a taste of like the cryptocurrency kind of like farming, essentially. To where I think people could get like all encompassing consumed about that idea, and then, you know, create a ways to automate it, but also in a way kind of makes it seem like it just kind of has a way of like, it's too much of a market that is too messy right now. Not to say that the cryptocurrency is just bullshit. I don't think it is. I just think it right now it's still getting grinded out. I feel like everyone should stay far the fuck away until it gets ground out and like done properly, you know? Lone Syndicate says, wait, you paid money to skip quests? That's the point of playing the game. At the point if we're skipping content. So bear hug. Kind of. It was kind of a mixture, Lone Syndicate. My whole thing was, when I was a kid, I was a big fucking kid. I was one of those people that like, well, it was weird. So I had like, when I was in grade 1, I looked like I probably should be in grade 6. And then when I was in grade 10, when I was in grade like 7? No, 6. We'll say 6. When I was in grade 6, I looked like I was still in when I was in grade 8, I would look like I should be in still grade 6. Weird. Like my body like stopped basically. And then as soon as I got to like wherever the time period is, I'm fucking up the grades, but point is basically I was big boy. Big boy kind of stayed big, but then the world got bigger than him. And then I went through puberty, and I have like the most gnarly fucking stretch marks in my life, because in the span of like 5 or 6 months, I grew like so much, and my limbs hurted so bad. But anyways, my point is when I talk about when I was a big kid and when I was younger, given my environment and people around me, my go-to thing, also I had brothers, so my go-to thing was always get person in a headlock, and if they somehow like weaseled out of that, or if they were too quick, I'd just be able to get, all I have to do is this, and then I was good. I was okay. I knew how to manage. And then you bear hug, and it's bear hug. But then, oh man, then I got in a lot of scuffles when I was younger. And I remember I used to always be doing okay because I had that innate biggerness. Also had brothers that we were constantly roughhousing with, right? But then I eventually got to a point where I had to fight like a guy who was like, I think like 3 grades above me. And that was the true moment where I realized, oh, because there was a moment where I got somebody in a headlock and this person just pried my hands apart like nothing. And I was just like, oh, oh, okay. It was one of the few moments in my life where I was like, oh no, this is genuinely like a good lesson of like, you can think you're bigger, but there's always someone who's a little bit more of a freak, or someone who's just like literally 5 years older than you. But anyways, so then your boy got really good at communicating, got really good at making people not want to beat him up, and charisma, or a little tiny little shred of communication skills, was born that day. Quite the life. Roger says, I would utter not exactly. It allowed you to get into the game if you paid when others could not, or with others not on the account of the bots. Okay, the account it put you into a prior queue. Weird. did they fix it or remedy it? Because it seems like it's them trying to respond to the shitty situation they've made for themselves, but also trying to profit, which is not good. You don't want to be like, we made a mess. Give us money to clean up the mess we made. That's not a very enjoyable prospect. It is like selling a solution. Exactly. That's why I didn't see that before I read it. It is like selling a solution to a problem they create. Yeah. That's exactly where my brain went is too, Roger. Just hearing it from a surface level. Lozig says, also, Grin, some anime news. I wanted to tell you, Data Live Season 5 is confirmed. God damn, man, I'm happy. Is it happening fast? I'm happy now that they're trickling them out. I always like when an anime gets a good pace. Also, does anyone know when it's an anime called Classroom of Elites does anyone know if that's now like gonna be trickling out consistently? Because I feel like it's weird to bring that show back without there being like, let's finish it. Because it had a really good run. Like a lot of anime is made in such a way that basically is made to sell manga for it. So they'll make one season to basically push the manga because people will need to know what happens next. So the anime conveniently stops at a point in which there's a lot of tension, in which people buy the manga, they keep reading, they enjoy reading it, and then they keep reading more volumes. But then I also think it's possibly a thing where they need to complete the manga so then they can get into dealing where they're willing to buy all of the stuff. I think that'd be a really cool conversation to actually talk about publishing and stuff, because I wonder, is it better to buy... Like, I always worried that was the case that happened with things like Tower of God and God of High School, is what happens if you buy an IP to make like a season for it, you license a season worth of manga content, but then that fucking anime explodes like crazy. And then you have to then the person who made it's basically like, hey, like I want more, like give us more money for like the thing now. If you want the rest, you're gonna have to pay. I wonder from a publisher's perspective, I bet it would be easier just to be like, I want to buy the entire rights for the thing. Granted, it's not like a fucking Bleach, which is like huge, you know. But I always wonder what the process of that looks like. Can't wait to watch season 4. Yeah. What do you mean? I thought you were already watched season 4, Lone Syndicate. Or are you saying that we're on episode? What do you mean? What do you mean? Do you mean like I thought you're on season 4 right now? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Maybe there's only 3 seasons or 4 seasons or 2 seasons. Jesus, I thought there was more than 2. Or yeah, I think there's 3 seasons in total. So I can't wait for the 4th. Oh, so are we watching the 4th season now and the 5th one's going to come out? Or are you saying that there's 2 more seasons ahead of what we're currently watching? Because we're on the 3rd season, because I'm crazy. I don't know. Let's see if we got anything good. We got the... I don't know if this is new. Probably not. If you are not going around a standstill. I don't think this is new. No, I don't think that's new. Someone who knows the weapons. Is this new? Have you ever got this to drop? Oh, I should go to the bottom left. That. We got another one of those. We got a... I don't think that's new. No, it's a bread slicer. We got another Stabo gun. Volatile. This is huge. Also not bad, man. Now you can get a ×2 as well. Spell cooldown, not bad. Spell damage. I feel like it's always better to have like ×2. Like it's weird because there's things like spell damage, not worth it. It's so much better to have ×2, which is just timesing your damage initially, right? But also charge rate and stuff like that. But I think for this one, it's probably projectile, like additional projectile, and then charges. So 2 charges, which would be 3, I think, and then ×2, which I think you can get. But regardless, we'll keep that because it's primordial and stuff. Butter boom, shadow, oil and spice, bolt last, that. Tantrum. Is this one good? Ooh, echo. Yeah, we'll keep that one. Echo is amazing. Sultan's battery. What's this one? Slip. No, that's fine. It's just a slide one. Another shield. Is there any data mining about like what the new class mod is going to be? It'd be cool to see what they come out with. But yes. Status. I will say, I think the substats have gotten a lot more chill. Like, I feel like usually you got ones that were just completely irrelevant. Sometimes now they're like seemingly better, at least for me, from my perspective. But let's drop off some of the other ones we got. Just the I don't know what we got actually just now, but it was good. Raja says they addressed it, but I was too disgusted to continue playing. That's fair, man. Yeah, sometimes people, you're like hanging on by a thread, and like if a company keeps doing things that are just completely egregious to what you're willing to accept, that's fair, you know. For me, man, my biggest feeling right now is with Genshin is like I am very aware of the feeling of scarcity that I feel with myself with that game. So it's like, I know if I start playing, it's going to make me want to continue to keep playing. And there's so much more time in the day to play or to do things. Even if you that 10 minutes a day kind of starts, it gets in the way of like just other things that you need to achieve. Like, you need to achieve. So yeah, but at the same time, I do want to get back in the game because I like it, right? So it's like if only it didn't have the scarcity, but maybe the whole reason why it's so successful is because it has so much scarcity built into it, you know? But yeah, a part of me wants to, like, at least right now, I'm like currently reading a book like all about YouTube and stuff, and it's very helpful, but it's also like built to be like an actual like college course almost. It's like a pretty meaty experience. But yeah, a part of me wants to try to make it okay, get back into Genshin probably right around the time when Sumeru or whatever comes out, right? Which will probably be in like a month maybe or something, whatever the new update is, you know. But I still think we have a lot to get through. I think we still have to get to like what essentially is the Golden Apple Archipelago 2.0, which should be interesting at the very least. But I don't know if I'll get back in at that time. We'll see. I hear it's getting good. It's still fun, you know. Granted, it's still like there's some a little bit meandering things. Do this, delete my character. We have to hold down this thing for millennia. Bop, 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 bop. And then we're gonna jump over here. Paste this. Then gotta remember my save. Back out, log back in. Beautiful. Log back in. Lone Singed says, no, we don't know the release date of the new season, just that it's confirmed. I'm betting we won't hear anything about it till next year. Makes sense. No, Grin, I only watched like 3 episodes of the season. Oh, really? You were talking, man, that must have really hit that, because you were talking to me a lot about him. So maybe it must be good for like how much you were talking about and how good those were. Okay. That makes me excited for season 2. Yeah, Sumeru is 2 months away, so we still have to get the Golden Apple Archipelago, and then we're gonna go into Sumeru, which I think actually adds up to like almost the way we got Inazuma. Roger says, I too felt that, and why I cut my 5 hours a day, Genshin to but 1. Real life and longing to keep it fresh. Yeah, that's a good idea, Roger. But goddamn, 5 hours a day? Woof! how do you find that much to do? I guess if you did all your you made sure to murder all the mobs, I can add up. But whew, shit. Lone Syndicate says, now I can binge watch it all. Yes, that's my boy. Exactly. Same as that's how I feel, man. So many shows that I want to watch, but I'm just like, god damn it, Spy X Family, fucking finish. There's also the Trapped in a Dating Sim game I want to watch. That one just seems like a good breath of fresh air for the main protagonist being a little bit of a doucher. It's not every day that I see a main character who is a kind of a scumbag, but he's our scumbag. You know what I mean? Like, the world is shitty. And not even shitty, the world's annoying. That's the best way to describe. Whenever I see like clips of the it's like Trapped in a Dating Sim is what it's called, which is a hilarious premise, by the way. I haven't heard a premise this juicy in a while, but the anime premise is basically this dude like plays a lot of dating sim games, but I think he's kind of like, he's non-judgmental about what they are. So he'll play like reverse dating sim games where you play like the woman and you're basically getting husbandoed up by like dude heroines, kind of like a reverse harem essentially, a reverse dating sim. But anyways, he's played the shit out of the game, and this random girl and him get teleported into the game, but the randomly girl who's playing the game gets played as like the heroine, and he gets played as the NPC, like the side character in this world, but he knows everything about the game, and I think he gets some sort of like leg up. So like in the story of the game, this like reverse harem dating sim where like you date princes essentially. What do you call it? There's basically there's like these doucher princes. They're like super hoity-toity, and the main dude is just like a bastard. He's just like a total douche. But also the world's a douche, you know what I mean? Like everyone's kind of pompous and like kind of like you're like nobles or douchers and etc. To where he's just kind of like he's a scumbag, but you're also like, I don't know if I'd want to watch this show if the character wasn't kind of like, you know what? Fuck you in particular, and then just goes out of his way to be a douche. And I don't like mean people in anime usually, but they do such a good job, I think, like tossing it up. But anyways, yeah, the whole thing sequenced in basically this guy winning because he has such a good understanding of the game, and it just seems like such a fun idea. I don't know if it's executed perfectly. Nobody's telling me that there's other ones that do a similar concept but better, but I still think it's gonna be a fun time. But I think it's just about to get finished dubbing it. Oh, I want to talk to you guys about this. On the topic of non-anime things, we rarely get to talk about this. I just watched episode 1 of Umbrella Academy Season 3. Not too many spoilers, but is anyone else watching that? We got a lot of I mean, things always come out all at once, all the time. We have The Boys coming out, and we have Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy, you can just binge, and there's 10 episodes, so pretty meaty. But episode 1... I wonder where it's gonna go. It kind of does end. It does have like a weird segment. It's kind of a little bit of spoiled, but it's not too bad. Nothing like egregious. It's like there's a dance segment. We'll say that. Like, you know how like everyone breaks into dance. There's one of those that kind of makes sense. I guess it kind of makes sense. Yeah. Now that you understand how the one person understands her. Like if you understand this person's power and the way she used it against this person. It makes sense why the guy who is like the most macho has this weird fantasy of like breaking into song, I guess. It's solid. But yeah, also, that show to me, how do you guys feel about that show if anyone's watched it here, Umbrella Academy? Because I feel like it is good, but there's many times where I'm watching where I'm like, it makes me feel like it's a little. It's like there's moments where I could feel it feels like it's awesome and then it's mid. You know, it's awesome and then it's mid again. But the reason why I stay hooked is because I really like weirdness. Like I really like when people say fuck it and they try something. You know, especially when they genuinely do it. It's not like them like. There's like when people try stuff. I also feel like there's a version of that where it's like artsy, where people like. Try to be like super convoluted and complicated to be like seen as complex, and it's just like this is just noisy, you know, messy, so to speak. But when someone's like, I'm really into this, I want to make this interesting, but I can't hold back and not like go into the specific detail of this weird like interest or concept. I think Umbrella Academy does that a lot. I think it might have actually come out today, like literally dropped today. Although I'm fucking terrible at shit like that. I'm like, I think it came out June 20th something. It could have been the 7th. It could have been the 20th. Definitely the 7th. We're not in the future. Lone Ticket says, now I can binge watch it. All I might hold off for a while, maybe after I finish Shield Tour. Yeah, Lone Ticket, you're different than me in that regard. I can't watch multiple shows at once at the same time. I find it like my perspective gets too shifted around. And I know a lot of people like that's their anime cycle. Is like they kind of watch every new episode and they're kind of like keeping up with 3 different things at once. I kind of just like to stay laser focused on a plot thread and etc. But also, I think that helps the videos that we make about like should you watch and like recapping the shows and etc. is because I feel like we all watch the same shows, but you may not remember certain scenes. And the fact that I've watched them all at once, kind of thing, or all in sequence, like I can bring you back down memory lane of like instances that were fun that happened. You know. Roger says, I too felt that, but you cut down the thing. Lone Singlet says 2 months till Sumeru. I got. You only got 1 week left for Spy X Family Grin. Only a bit long. Honestly, maybe I should start watching it now. There's a lot of ones I wanted to start, man. Especially after this. After I'm hopefully I have 4 videos to edit. I have a video about By the Grace of the Gods, which is like the videos that I have to edit are not the worst to edit, but they are like different enough to where it's like goddamn. I gotta make a video about. I made 2 videos of so you should so I watched, by the grace of God, the what do you call it? The Banished from the Shield Hero, Banished from the Heroes Party is what it's called. And now I have to also make 2 videos that are like should you watch, which is our like kind of, hey, we're trying to actually be helpful to people who would be interested in watching the show. Lone Singlet says, now that summer anime season is here, I can watch the spring anime season lineup now. Yeah, that's how it is. You go one step back. It's smart. Lone Singlet says, speaking of summer anime season 1, I heard about today. I found with an interesting name. It's called Harem, a Labyrinth in Another World. Kind of sounds like Dimache. Also, dude, I can't fucking wait. I can't wait, man. It's one of those moments where like I made my thing, Lone Singlet, like a while ago, where it's like my top my anime that I love, and then also I kind of want to make a side show or another one of those, which is like anime that I think people would enjoy, because it's like very different, like what you like and what is arguably the highest probability of other people also enjoying. But I put kind of in like the not in the top 3 with Dimache, and man, I fucking love that show so much. I'm so excited for season 4, man. I can't, like, Belle Crenel, like, ever since Lone Singlet, I want you to watch that show and just get to the point where he defeats, quote unquote, defeats the Minotaur. Tell me you can't stop watching it, because at that point you're like, that's my boy. That's my boy. And you just want to see him pop off for the rest of the fucking 3 seasons at this point. 4 seasons in total. Golly. Yeah, that's such a good show. But I will say, it is, at this point, I'll have to admit, Dimache isn't wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon, is what I'm talking about. But what do you call it, Lone Singlet? I also wanted to say that I will have to eventually take a concession where I used to call the show not a harem, because it was not, really. It was basically, Belle is just like a guy who happens to be a round woman. That's basically it. But he doesn't like mac on anybody. He's kind of like obsessed with one of them. Very not like harem-y. Harem-y to me is like where the character himself is like, oh, I don't know. It's like convenient, you asshole. but anyways. And there's like people pulled to him. It's literally just like he kind of happens to be around women. That's like the harem aspect of it. But now, when we're getting into season 4, it looks like no, now it's becoming harem. There's like 4 characters that have kind of been his like side BFF friends that are now like, no, I'm down. And it's like, oh, okay, now it's I gotta concede to Sekiri and also Carthage. But it wasn't always like it was, but now it is. Now it is. I'll admit. Ba 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 ba. I only watch at most 2 anime at a time. Like I watched The Realist Hero, and I need a bit of a break between the serious bits. Yeah, no, I agree. Wait, The Realist Hero? The Realist Hero, I feel like is pretty chill. Huh? Okay, but maybe you mean like not. Maybe when you say serious, maybe you mean like just grander anime. Like you can't watch Overlord, Shield Hero, Reincarnates a Slime, and like Erased or something. Like these shows are like heavy, not even like mean or sad, but just like a lot going on all the time. You need your like filler slice of life. Let's calm down. Let's bring it back down to base and let's watch something chill. But I wonder if that's what you mean. I plan to watch that when I get my HI Dive account back. Ooh, okay. Red says, I have not watched an anime to complement since Sword Art, sadly. Really? Ooh, man, there's a whole world out there. And not to say that Sword Art is not good, but just to say that to me, I think there are so many shows that go buck wild as well in that same avenue would develop things in a different way. Like, it's not so much relationship based, it's like the concepts of gaming and games and scaling and things like that, which is fun. But watched that twice. Ooh, subbed and dubbed. Ooh. I want to watch more anime, but I procrastinate. And more recently, my mod making takes up all my time. Yeah, I know, you're going hard in the paint though, man. You're doing incredible work though. Like, you're developing a huge skill set, so don't think all that time is wasted at all. I know so many companies that could see your portfolio, even though it may have a certain proclivity to it. I still think regardless, it's executed incredibly well. I want to watch more anime, but I procrastinate. And the more recently mod takes so much time. For one of the mods is taking over a month now to make. Jesus, man. Red, what you liked? Sorry, knowing that you like, you really like sword art, I would really want to get your take on Overlord and Dimache, because Dimache is not. It's, to me, really fun fantasy. Overlord is fucking awesome though. But Overlord is like, I don't know. I'm not sure if you'd like. I'm not sure if they translate 100%, because like if you watch Sword Art's like very. Feel like it's power fantasy, but also mixed with drama. Like, there's a lot of like, oh my god, like, you know, am I gonna die here? This is that. I lost my friend. I'm gonna cope with that for a while. That's gonna fuck with me, etc. Overlord's not exactly that, but Overlord is also like complicated, like Game of Thrones almost, especially when it gets deeper into the development of that. But yes, but I would suggest those two. I would love to know what you would think about them. Even if you should watch one episode. Also, Dimache, I think, is still on Netflix, so. Actually, that might be. I think it's still there. It's like one of their most selling things. Oh, my back. Yeah. Oh. Lone Syndicate says, also beat the popping out of the box. Lone Syndicate says, yeah, that's what I meant. They have the heavy anime with a lot going on. Like, I'm at the point where I'm going in to war in the Realist Hero. That's when I was like, all right, let's watch some like which part of the war? Oh, you should finish that arc up. That arc. Yeah, to me, man. To me, it's funny because I have that same feeling, but I didn't feel it in Shield here, or in the Realist Hero, because I think you expect it to be like, oh my god, they're going into war, but it's not done in that way. It's done in a very like, your move, kingdom. It's very like, get fucked, and not like, oh my god, people are dying. It's a whole fucking nightmare. Oh my god, if I fuck up. It's not like that. It's literally him being like, yes, I'm 50 million steps ahead of you, trash. It's kind of like that, except more noble and cool. Red says, can you DM me where to watch them in Discord? You want me like where to watch them? Because yeah, I can. You do have an ad block though. I just want to make sure. Again, I would always like to preface this. I don't mind if you have an ad block. I will say, I do have YouTube Red, so I just want to make it, because I feel like it could come across a way, like I'm not contributing to the system at large. I am. When you go to other sites, you need to have some protection, you know? What's good, Ricky? Ricky says, what's up, bro? Don't know about anyone else, but loving the new DLC. The DLC, man, to me is pretty interesting. I don't dislike it. I do. It is also like the constant thing, which is like, is it worth the $10 kind of thing? Which I think is, yeah, I think it's worth whatever you're willing to pay for it, I guess. But yeah, no, I think the DLC is pretty fun. I think the legendary weapons are interesting. I do wish they had more bite though. I find the legendary weapons are not good enough to make you feel like you're like it's hugely impactful, you know? Like there's a shotgun that is basically like the face puncher, which is like a scaling melee shotgun, but I find it's not it can't really function, especially when you're like grinding to the chaos level 40 or 50, you know? But I would have loved the DLC more if it didn't come with 50 more levels of chaos to grind. But yeah, I'm happy you're having fun though. That's amazing to hear. Also, yeah, we're still fine. We got plenty of time. Yeah, Red said, all right, read that. BC says, dude, I gotta watch The Realist here. Dude, it's so good. It's so good, BC. It is just a awesome watch. Also, if you like philosophy, it does like just enough there. It's not like it's not like an anime based on philosophy, but it is based off of like what does it mean to be a good king? Like, it seems like the genuine response to the person making the anime was let's talk about like what it would truly mean to be a king. Like in the first episode, they talk about how, like, why didn't he become king, the hero, basically, because that's the story. A person gets reincarnated, becomes the hero of a land, and then becomes the king of a land. So the baseline, the first thing he asks himself is, why didn't I immediately institute a democracy as soon as I became king? And he said, because in times of war, democracy is too slow to actually survive. Which to me, I was like, at least that's fair. Like, he's like, but then he immediately makes a concession and he's like, yeah, this is like tyrant shit. Like, don't get me wrong, this is definitely tyrant shit. Like, this is super easy to get corrupt. But when you're fighting an actual, like, thing that requires you to make all the decisions and move and, like, build, and no person can, like, check you, it has to be done, then that's what the power of being a king or a leader is, who is the tip of the spear, so to speak. So it goes through those thought processes and actually does them, like, justice. And it's just such a fun thing. Like, one of the things that it talked about was, and this is something that, well, actually, I didn't talk about this. This is something I heard in conjunction, like, a couple weeks ago, which I thought was relevant to this show. But it was one of the things of, it was like one of the Roman philosophers and, like, kings called, I'm not sure what his name was, Mark, something Aurelius, maybe? No, I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, basically, he was one of the greatest, like, kings of Rome. And one of the things that made me, it was interesting, but it was basically, I was watching a clip of a person talk about these great philosophers and all these things. And he was saying, what is the five, there was like 5 kings back to back to back. And what made it so that they actually had such a hugely successful rule? Well, and I'm sure maybe you guys see the clip too, so maybe I asked you guys and some of you guys know this, which is great. But what do you call it? What was the thing that defined these 5 kings being okay? So why did these 5 kings back to back succeed? What was different about them compared to all the other past kings in Roman times? I need to drop all my weapons. That's why we're over here. That's why I was aiming over here. Yes, I have it. Okay, good. Okay, good. I will send you one, Red. I hope I don't forget though. Or scream at me at the very end of the stream, please. Nine anime so good with ad block. Yes, I will say, if it is possible for you to do. Well, I don't know. I think there's always a bunch of perspectives on it. Like, you know, are you actually paying for like the thing? I understand that, but at the same time, I think it's like if there's a chance that $1 gets the person's way, I hope there's a chance for that person, like, we getting more of the stuff that we like, you know. So I think it's a good rule of thumb of, like, if you actually enjoy the anime, buy a T-shirt from the person, buy the manga, even if you're not planning on reading it or something, you know, just so that you can get more of the thing that you actually enjoy. Fluff says disappointed that the only intended melee scaling weapons are shotguns. Yeah, well, again, my thing that's crazy, Fluff, is that in order to scale up the weapon to be sufficient, you need to get Spell Shot's middle skill that takes all of your spell damage, converts it into gun damage, and that levels up your shotgun, despite your shotgun, yes, being a gun, so it scales off of that, but then it converts all of your gun damage into, therefore, melee damage. So yeah, but sure, I guess. That's the thing that's a nightmare to me. It's like, what the fuck? Why is... Oh my god, like, and again, I think that's the way to make it, like, OP, but I don't know, I don't think we need more reasons to nerf Spell Shot, or at least I don't want them to have that, more reasons to do that. I think it should be like, hey, let's make melee scaling just baseline better, because right now it's, for you to, all the work it takes for you to run up to an enemy point blank, is shitty, you know, and I think it should have been doing at like the same amount of damage as your melee does, which it does not. My melee damage hits like a truck, and then when I shot them with that shotgun, it did nothing. Yeah. Also, there's not that many enchantments that scale up your melee damage entirely. You know, not like 50% of cryo damage, and then another 30% if you cast a spell. You know. Whew. But GRINN, with an ad blocker, do you not care about all of the hot single moms near you? I'm good. For me, man, it's always this weird shit. It's always this, like, fuck, man, it's like a, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it. But there's a lot of nonsense there. Also, there's some of the weird shit where it's like they're trying to, like, I don't know who they're marketing to, these, like, clicky ads. on the side of the wall where it's like, this like weird plant lets you live for 500 years, repairs your skin, and I'm like, get away from me. Who are you talking to? Who is gonna say yes to any of this? Like, I don't think old people who are like, yeah, my old skin needs to be repaired. Like, yeah, no. What? I'm just mad at your approach at this point. Come on, do better. At least Booba is like guaranteed to, horny jail, nonsense, idiot brain, activated, monkey brain, all that. Yeah, that adds up at least to me in my head. It's like, got it. You're playing off of that frontal lobe weirdness. It makes sense. But that one, it's like, what the fuck? What? Yes. Also, it's like play this game that's totally not. Also, what's with the fucking App Store? When you're like on the App Store, I think it's also marketed ads, so I might be outing myself. But it's like, hey, here's a manga that's dealing with some weird nonsense, and you're like, what? How is this an advertisement? And I guess they're profiling you, and Apple is like, we know. And I'm like, you know nothing. Thank you. Okay. Roger says, I must offer apologies, but I ran out of battery and I had to swap to my partner's charger. It's okay, Roger. I appreciate you going the extra mile to stay with us. We always appreciate having you. Ricky says, has anyone seen a dark magic pixie? Not guns with wings, but pixie fearnauts. Yet I've gotten the gun with wings, dark magic so far. I couldn't see that. I have a clip. You've probably seen it, Ricky, but it's a clip showing that we got the fearnaut. I wouldn't think that it didn't exist because fearnaut is the subtext that enables fearnauts to have the rest. If that was the case, that would be really weird that you could get a fearnaut that has guns with wings, but you couldn't get a fearnaut with specifically pixie. That would be incredibly abnormal because you can also get them in cryo. So it's not like the elements would be in allegiance or not. It'd be weird. So I think I would be blown away if there was a fearnaut that couldn't exist within pixies. But pixies are already kind of rare in general, so I think it would just be exponentially rare. And again, the reason why we have this one before we actually got it to drop ourselves from the Wheel of Fate was a person basically, when Wonderland just came out, was grinding. His name's Aggro. He was basically, there was a way to like reset vending machines instantly. So that he just did that. Him and his friends did that for like days and days and days, and then he finally got this to drop. But it was after like such a long investment time. So and I believe him, especially now that I've gotten a fearnaut, which is the subtext that can either come in pixies or crossbow stuff. When it comes to cryo, at least, and I've gotten a dark magic fearnaut, which to me is enough of a like, oh, okay, this works. So yeah, I would say I would lean more, like 100% more on it not being a specific thing where pixies cannot exist with a dark magic equivalent, especially when you can literally get like a dark magic, I think, a spell pixie, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we're maxed out. Whew. BC says, I'm gonna binge it tonight and see how far I get. Ooh, let me know what happens tomorrow on our Hangout stream, BC. I hope you pop by because I can't wait to hear what you think about it. Because it's, to me, I think it's such a, I don't know. Maybe I also like philosophy and whatnot. So like I really enjoyed the perspective of like, here's these ideas of like, it seemed like a philosopher who wrote the book was also very privy to like interested in like medieval times and like the structure of medieval structures and how they succeeded and how they didn't. Aside from the live wire, but it's an indirect synergy. Yeah, that's true. Red says, honestly, I prefer dubs over subs. I just really dislike subtitles. I feels like distracting on the screen. Yeah, no, I agree. It's fun to sit back, relax, and just kind of take in what's happening. Rare Fear Not. BC says, wait, there's no stingers in my area. Yeah. Love says Stab-O-Matic would have made sense as an AR or something. Yeah. Also, to me, it's a little bit like, why make it exactly like the face puncher? You know, like I think at the end of Wonderlands there was a machine gun and a pistol that fired like a knife and stuff. So why not make an SMG or something that scaled off of melee damage, you know? Like, it seems weird to, like, we literally just recycled the same exact type, Hyperion, the whole 9 yards into this, you know? So a little weird. Facts, I imagine an SMG that shot knives out or something. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too, Beastie. Funny you say that. Beastie says, yeah, I feel like I have a stupid amount of merch from things that I love. Some not even for the creators because I'm garbo at saving money. But even still, man, I like that. That to me, I think you're the reason, you're the good representation of, I think, a lot of things, Beastie. Because I think a lot of people have that, like I've heard people communicate that, at least in regards to YouTube things, which I think is interesting. People were basically saying that, like, I basically will whitelist a channel so that I will see their ads, but they have to prove to me that, like, they're not clickbaiting me, they're not actually trying to, like, be scummy and, like, get me to buy a cryptocurrency or something, and then I'll whitelist their channel, so to speak. And to me, I would just think it, like, I feel like you would a lot of times forget to whitelist a channel, or you just get so frustrated with the fact that you keep seeing ads that you just be like, this guy's making enough money, you know, like it's so. And I get it, like there are people who will take care of themselves, but at the same time, it's always nice to just make sure you get more of what you like, I guess, in the world, you know. Yes, which is why to me I like buying Crunchyroll, even though I know arguably your money doesn't get there, but something. Also, I really hope we get another God of High School and that, because I really quite enjoy those. So yeah, I hope Funimation, Crunchyroll actually, you know, continues those shows. Lone Syndicate says, I used to don the eye patch slot when I can't afford anime content, but now I try to do my best to buy merch, manga, streaming services, etc. Yeah. Also, man, to me, I'll be honest, I hanged on too tight to the manga thing, or to the like pirating site essentially to watch anime. It is like the definition of you can't go back. Like, it is so good to just click, go, fuck off. And it's also like, it's like $10 a month or something. There's like $10 to just be like the best quality ever. If you're streaming on Funimation, not great. If you're streaming on Crunchyroll, which now is owned by Funimation, and their fucking server is now the main one, which is great because it actually loads things well. But anyways, just like having a thing that loads up immediately is just so nice. It's just like, it's no bullshit, no like weird fucking weird like save editor, or not save editor, sorry, like a loading thing, which the one I'm gonna suggest to Red, it's not, that one doesn't have that problem. At least I didn't have it happen. But yeah, we know that you look at the scary numbers. What's that mean? BC says, I feel bad for having ad blocks sometimes, but it's so damn convenient. No, I don't think you should feel bad about it at all, not at all. But to me, like, again, it's just ways you solve problems. You know, the way you optimize for outcomes. So like the problem is not that, like, the goal is just to support the content that you want to see more of. So if you like stuff and you never support it, then you can't be surprised when the stuff you like is not in the world anymore. You know. Granted, you don't have to always go like you don't have to drop $100 or something. You can drop $1. Like $1 would make a drop in the pond that like says, "Hey, I'm doing my best," but it's something, you know. I'm not talking about me, like content creation, nothing like that. You guys do you. But I'm talking about like anime, which to me is quite hard to make and is extremely. I love it. Like, I think it's such a fun art style, medium, etc. So yeah, but I think that's the way you should optimize for it. I don't think you should feel bad for using like, you know, an ad block or something like that. I think you should. In fact, that's actually empowering to like make it so you are gonna invest in the things that you want, and you're not like, just because you maybe got clickbaited or something, that you don't actually feed the beast that you don't want to feed. But I think it's important to remember that you probably should feed the beast unless you just don't want that content anymore, you know, which is, it's understandable. Maybe you're just watching things and you're fully okay with them just never existing, you know. That's weird, but sure. Roger says, I cannot stomach Crunchyroll any more than I could the Veil that was the live action debacle of Netflix Cowboy Bebop. The elect to just purchase physical copies of anime. Why did Crunchyroll? The Crunchyroll didn't do that, did they? What do you mean? Did Crunchyroll make the Cowboy Bebop thing? What do you mean? I cannot stomach Crunchyroll anymore when I could the Veil. I'm curious, Roger. What do you mean? Did Crunchyroll make Cowboy Bebop? They also made like Tower of God and God of High School though, which I liked a lot. So I get it, but at the same time, are you sure? Yeah, I thought that was Netflix, but maybe Roger's like, no, they paid, like Netflix paid Crunchyroll to make it or something. Maybe that's what it is. Or did Crunchyroll do some scummy shit that made you not want to support them, and then also Netflix shit the bed, and you're like, they both fucked me over, not happening. How could you? But no, that's an amazing way to also support creators. I just think that's a little bit expensive for me, to buy like manga Blu-rays are quite expensive, at least to me. Yeah, it's like you could buy a Blu-ray, which I think is like $24, maybe more, or you could just pay $10 a month and have everything. You know, it's like, that's what streaming is like, kind of but you do own it forever, sure, you know. But yeah. Also, I wonder if that is, yeah, I think yeah, if you it's like a debate of like, should you invest in the manga or should you invest in the anime? I think you probably should invest in the anime because the anime means you'll get more anime or have a high chance to get an anime. Where the person who's making bank on the manga doesn't necessarily mean that the people who do the thing are going to get value from, I guess. No, they did not. I but compare Crunchyroll to the agony of a live action Cowboy Bebop. Referred to the service as a oh, okay. I'm still a little lost, but I kind of okay. I don't know. I don't know. I get it. I get it. But I wonder what I don't think it's a right call or a right thing to do here, but yeah. Oh, also I want to keep that one. I think, right? Yeah, critical stuff. Oh, if it had one more, well, moving speed when shield's full, I'm gonna keep that one. Yeah, I think it's just about baseline. It's a good idea. I used to be like the person who did probably too much of that when I could have probably invested in buying something. I'm also just a cheap bastard, generally. You know, I'm a hermit. I'm cheap. I kind of like to save a lot, and all that stuff. So yes. Granted, I'll be honest, guys. I fucked up this. I'm usually so good about not spending anything. This last 2 weeks, I bought like 2 kettlebells, expensive, which are like modular, so I don't have to buy any more. So as much as it is expensive, it is also like I no longer have to buy any more kettlebells for the rest of my life, you know. But then I also bought these boots that were supposed to help my feet. That were like swelling up, and I was having actual problems. We're still on the like utility aspect of buying things, but this last one, I bought 3. So you know how I was telling you guys, I kept asking people who came into the stream about like, hey, have you ever had like gamer G Fuel or gamer subs or like Focus, any of these things? So I was just wanting to buy one little tub to see if it was like actually stimulated your focus and helped, because I'm reading a book right now, and if I could be more efficient at that, I wanted to pursue it. But then I got some people's second sense about it, and they were like, oh, because you're buying it from America, you should just fucking go nuts and buy like at least 3 tubs and then be done for like a year, essentially. And what could have been like maybe a $30 purchase turned into more than that. But I have 300 serving tubs of gamer fuel coming. So I hope I like it. And I was talked into, I was convinced to spend too much for something I don't even know if I like, which is rough. It was a bad week. Looking back on it, crazy. Hopefully, I think, again, I don't think I'll dislike it to the point where I feel like I made a mistake, but I just wanted to acknowledge the madness of my actions a little bit. The tantrum, no. Ooh, this is great. Yes, we want to keep these. Well, maybe not. What is it? Status and crit chance? No. Ooh, but dark magic. You can get dark magic bows. That could heal the shit out you. Ooh. Maybe. Also, another dark magic. It's still. There's more status damage this one has. Probably should keep this one though and throw that one away. Grace weapons, shotgun. Ooh, we got this one. Ooh, a times 14 and it's volatile. Not bad. Solid. I'm gonna love it as stabble guns. The game is taking care of me when it comes to ooh, also this. The game is taking care of me when it comes to stabble guns. Oh, I thought that was new. Transformer of the frying. Okay. Take damage, we do more damage. Garlic breath, primordial at least. At least we're seeing more primordials. That's kind of somewhat nice, even though we're playing on level 40. That. Riot alarm. Sorry, guys, I want to get through this because I have a lot of legendaries sitting there as well. We'll keep one of those. Clawbringer, Stabbo, Sword Explosion, boopity boppity, boppity boopity. We got Oaths. Ooh, weird. I didn't know you could get Doll. You could get Doll gun damage specifically. I don't know why you wouldn't just want gun damage. You think it would scale up exponentially because it's specific like that, but who knows? And a Fury Ore damage. I didn't know you could get specialties. That's interesting. You could have Faction Allegiance. Okay. Also, holy shit. Look at the flamethrower, I think got... No, they still have the flamethrower being really weird. Yeah, the flamethrower, it's still like... Yeah, so if I cast this... Yeah, the flamethrower still seems like a mess. So you get like 2 seconds of fire, but like you have to let it charge up all the way? So now you can have 7 charges, which is to say you can hold it down for like 2 seconds? What? That's silly. They added 3 charges to last longer. I know, but then like what happens if you're trying to use it? You got like 2 seconds of on? That must shred if it's like that limited. Because why wouldn't you just use this, and give yourself a couple seconds, and then those things will also annihilate all that they touch and go on forever. And also there's 15 in that swarm. What's the balance here? Also, boom, you can do that again, rather than just hold this down, bop, 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 and now it's gone. That's still going to transport through a bunch of enemies. It's crazy. Wild. I watch sub anime a lot more now than when I started, but I found out that some animes don't get dubbed, so I just got to settle for sub. Oh, you mean to say you watched, or you had to settle for sub? So you used to like watching dub, but then you had to settle for sub because some animes just don't get dubbed. I swear they expect to read super fact like the characters. But yeah, I know, man. That thing pissed me off. There's a meme that I also what's good, Sergio? Is that right? Sergey maybe? S3, I'll call you. Hello. What was I gonna say? Something about there's a meme that I was just editing a Trying to Grin today, and there was one where it's like a Ash and Pokemon, and like it was memeing on the fact that like Ash gets to choose his rival's name, and his grandpa's like he's like grandpa has senile, and your rival's devastated, like my grandpa doesn't remember me. But it was going so fast that I was like, what the fuck? How can you read this fast? Yeah. Roger, 3 words. Lone Singing says 3 words, but the subtitle text is like 3 sentences. Yeah, long, and I end up having to pause. Yeah, see, that was the other thing. And also, not a lot of streaming services like Crunchyroll has a good player to where I can actually pause it and it'll be okay. But I remember Funimation used to have that shit. Oh, I guess Funimation always does dubbed, so I guess it didn't really matter. I didn't really feel that problem had too much there. Roger says, in my personal case, I tend to watch anime dubbed in English since it's my second language, and I try to subject myself to English as much as possible. You do a great job, Raj. I have never had a moment where I have to me it's your beautiful cadence and the way you speak and the way you consolidate things, which is lovely. But I've never not understood things. To me, it's like I don't conventionally hear words put together in such a kind of like a Shakespearean way that my brain has to do a double take because I'm just not used to reading those things. But your English is perfect. I've never had, or at least written English is perfect. Fluff says, I looked into gamer sub flavors and cups and such, like Mango Man, one they've got, but sadly almost every cup was sold out. I know the cups, right? I love that all the cups that I was talking to guys about, these gamer cups, I was like, they're actually dope, and I'm like super tempted to actually buy them, and you guys want to check them out. I'm happy that I'm not the only one, because I looked at them and I'm like, I would totally get one of these. It's just like, it looks clean. Also, the fact that they like, when you fill it up, the color of, like, usually, again, you guys don't know what we're talking about. I bought this like gamer fuel nonsense stuff. It could be great, I don't know, but there's like, they got these like cups that are like these waifus on it, and some of them are like pretty risque, and then others are not. Some of them are like, you're like, it's a cute girl in a bomber jacket, and that's pretty much it. But the bomber jacket will basically be like colored based on whatever you put into the drink. And there's like, of course, all of their drinks are like bright orange or bright blue or something, so it makes it look really nice. But there is like this, I want that one. Like there is like this like there's this uniqueness, almost like getting a Pokemon card or something. Like that one looks cool to me. That's my version of what looks awesome. And yeah, there was an orange one. I'm not sure if you guys can spot it. It's the orange one that I thought looked fucking clean, but it was sold out. All of them are sold out. There's not a single cup left. You think they would just, I think it's scarcity. But yeah, I think if there was a lot there, I think they make it so that there's like, you can also pre-order them, which is crazy. But I just think it's so funny that you guys, I talked about it, and you guys were like, huh, hey, hold up, wait a minute. Let's go check this out. I did spy a shyly designed that was pretty cute, but I didn't recognize the majority. No, I don't think any of the characters are from anything. I think they literally just pay artists to like say, hey, make a character, make a waifu, basically. And I think they also, when they come to content creators, kind of their thing, I think they like go up to them and they say like, hey, you know, what is your like, what is a cute design that you would like on your cup? You know, ideally, I think all of them. I haven't seen one dude on the cup. It's always cute girls, which makes sense. I do think they probably will eventually have like a husbando run eventually. BC says, "Oh, that's cool, Raja. Can I ask what your native language is?" Yeah, I was curious. Good follow question, BC. I'm rude. BC says, "Oh, a fellow whale waifu enjoyer." They added 3 more charges, so it lasts long. Oh yeah, the thing, yeah. It says, for the anime Blu-ray DVD costs at least 20, and the season maybe 30, depending on the series. Yes, that's a bit. It's a good bit. But also, if you have the disposable income and you really love a show, that makes sense, you know? BC says they're always sold out, man. Yeah. Did you also look? I managed to get one single You got that you were in before. Wait, you were just like, I'm not even into the like the energy drink. I'm just here for these waifu cups. I love it. Oh man, that's such beautiful marketing. Such a good idea. And also, I think like even if you're a woman, I think you could see it and be like, this is cute. Like that's kind of cute. Rather than like some sort of minimalist design that like means nothing. Like this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Well, fuck off. This is stupid. Why does it say GMC? Workout bullshit. Why can't there be a... I'm not going to finish my sentence. Not even just the waifu ones. The collector cups are just video game brands like Mega. Oh, I didn't see that bit. I just seen... Oh, I see. Yeah, I was looking at the waifu series. That makes sense. Capcom, a play platform guy. Okay. I saw the meme where it was like a dude who, do you read? You seen the meme and you're like, what the fuck? How do you read that? Yeah, I think it's intended for you to pause it, maybe. As far as the waifu ones, I like Ninja, VTuber, Bad Beach, and Zombie Slayer in particular. Yeah, man. I'm not sure. Can I show you guys the one I like? Let's see. I don't know. I think it might have been a little too risky. I just like the orange. It was the orange one. If you look at, you can see the orange one. This is just a fucking advertisement for a company. I love good, like smart marketing that actually makes you feel good about like checking something out. Wait, I got it. Collect it. Where was it? It was all the way at the bottom. Maybe not. Maybe it disappeared. No, I can't show you the 2 I like. No, I am not comfortable enough. There is an orange one, I'll tell you that. There's an orange one and a red one. Dark blood red. That to me look great. Very cool. Yes. Anyways, never mind. Let's move on. Where's my chat? I can't see you. There we go. Back at it. Sorry about that. Get me out of here. Did we look at all this stuff? I think so. I think we were close. Maybe we did. Oh, we did. Yeah, we looked at everything. Nice. We have the boot loaded. That is the only one we haven't checked out. Let's drop all this. There's a creator cup that are either VTuber designs or waifu versions of the. Yeah, I know. I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. There's like they did reach out to a lot of the like female gamer people that kind of asked them to make a cutified version of their cup or their design character. A flock of cows is hilarious though. A little blob character with a bow on her head. I didn't see that. Oh man. I feel like each waifu cup represents a different drink. Yeah. But also, I think that's the cool thing is that like you could theoretically get XYZ. Lindsay says, "Don't worry, Grin. I'll find which cup." Oh. Fluff says, Fluff says, there's a season 3 of waifu cups now. Didn't see that yesterday. Oh wow, that must just be there then. That must have just launched because I was checking this out yesterday when I was telling you guys about it. So, those ones are supposed to be for sale, right? Though, surely they couldn't have sold out those immediately like they did prior. Oh, pain. BC says, dude, I had to wait till the night they dropped. I wanted one of the shirts too, because it looks so damn cool. Yeah, man, I think they got a solid market share on that for sure. Like they're locked that down. Also, fuck, it's almost 7:15. Give me all of these. Where is it? There we go. There's so much. This is like the highest concentration I've ever seen of legendaries in like a singular spot. Oh, there's some more gold threads, but they'll have to wait. Or just be forgotten. Yeah, we just got the last one. Okay. Whew. Even the one that haven't unveiled the design yet, a handful of creators had 2 to 3 seasons, season 3 ones that are sold out. Really? Jesus. Just say their name. No. Blood red one seems to be insatiable. What you mean? Is that the name of it? Oh, I don't know about that. I will get one of those cups before summer ends. Nah, that settles the bar. A low 3 cups. Oh no, I created a monster within all of you. As for the original, assuming we perceive the same colors, which is Warcraft and Lifesave, I don't know nothing but nothing. One looks like a pirate, so I'll say one looks like a pirate, one looks like a vampire. Don't worry about it. As for orange, assuming we perceive the same color, is the Witchcraft Lifesaver. First result in the Crater Cup Senpai season 2. Yeah. B says, yeah, I got blue cat girl cup a bit ago, and I don't even want to try to get another one, but I got an alert whenever they do drop new ones, because I like to have it in my, yeah, it's again, that's something cool. It's fun. It's like, it's a good business model in general. It's fun to look at. It's like, oh, which look at these cool design characters, you know? And again, some of them are risque, other ones are just cute, you know? It says, yeah, the first one drops in July 1st, and it says sold out. Jesus. You think they would just make a shit ton if they if you get that's what most things do, right? Like as much as scarcity is a thing, they'd also get you could just have orders and then make them and then okay, it's gonna be 2 months away, but you'll get your thing when it finishes being created, you know? Yeah, I think we got all the ones that can drop. I think we're just seeing duplicates at this point, which is makes sense, but we have to do each week. I think they finally fixed the rewards dropping at a consistent pace, which beforehand it wasn't really there. Ooh, cryo and fire. That's interesting. I don't think the twisters can come in like every element. I think it's only like cryo and fire, or poison and lightning or something, or lightning and cryo. But it can't be just about everything, I don't think. Barber loaded, all these things, purple, purple, purple. I think that's it. Yes, I think we had a couple maybe that we could store. Welp, I know what I'm spending my money on when I get paid. I love it. Keep me posted. I want to see it in your hands. So yeah. I wish I'm with you guys. I don't know if I can though, because to me it's not even just $24, $30. Guys, it's $30 now. I'll never have to do it again. So we'll see. We'll see. Although that's also the other thing. What if one season comes and you're like, I don't like any of these people as much as the last season? When are you gonna do a reboot of the last season's cups? Goddamn people. I think we got one bow or one spell that I was looking at. It's the one where you can cast bows. Yeah. No, it's fine. I don't think we got really anything that run. That's fine. I may have already pocketed them though. But ladies and gentlemen, we are winding down. I guess I could make it look nice and do this, so that we're not just kind of looking at nothing. This, zoom out, this, there we go, and then that works, I guess. There we go. Whew. Oh, I gotta use the washroom really bad. The other two veil designs is a surfer and a shark girl. Ooh, the Magnum one isn't translucent, but back of it is like the energy meter for the game. So it really hope to catch it some. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so like it looks like a level, like a loading bar. That's cool. I need a waifu style outfit. I'm taking the shirt, the pants, and the hoodie. Oh no! Oh my god, guys, that's so funny. I knew this is like the exact point of like somebody finding the audience that this is for. You know what I mean? And I am also a part of the audience, which is why I'm like, I know I'm gonna talk about them and they're gonna resonate with me. Granted, I'm sure some of you have already seen this stuff. I've seen this stuff around. I've seen like creators be like, look, I got a cup, I'm sponsored. But I've never actually like went through it and been like, actually, I kind of think this is cool, Exactly, Beasley. The pirate one is, they likely have a limited resources, so they can only have a static amount pre-order cycle. Oh, I see. So you have to pre-order one maybe, and then you get guaranteed the thing. Speaking of pirate, Marina's Nandroid has had a release and hope to snag one. Oh, nice. Okay. Is it a plushie? Mermaid Nandroid. Okay. Lucy says, GRINN has created a monster in all of us. With these cups, sooner or later, we are going to show our collection in the Discord, and people who don't watch streams are just going to be confused. It's everything. I always wonder, because these videos, for whatever reason, get like still 200 views sometimes, given we're doing something that's kind of interesting. And I'm always like, how many people just know us as characters as like Fluff and Lone Sing, Beastie? We got Red up in here. We got Raja. How much people who watch in past broadcasts just know us as characters? It's like, and are kind of like, I'm not there, but you're there, and you are there. And I think that's so fucking awesome, and also kind of strange, but also wonderful. You guys are a character in this weird dichotomy of other people hanging out with us. If that makes any sense. GRINN has a Korean monster, and is my favorite color. Oh, okay. Yes, better keep the cups in great condition. Also, this week is gonna be a big heat wave. Oh no, a low mid 90s. It's funny you say that, Fluff, because we're actually having like a thunderstorms constantly throughout this whole week. So other side of the spectrum, we're getting crazy over here. BC says, if my cup even gets slightly damaged, I would cry. Oh no. So if I can survive that, my reward is DNF Duel and Mighty Thor in Avenger. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, the Thor game. Followed shortly by Sunbright. Ooh, nice. Yes. You got a lot of stuff to do. Fluff is fucking stacked when it comes to games to play. Shark Girl? Which Shark Girl? The best Shark Girl. Fluff says, generic anime Shark Girl because I'm not a Creator Cup design. Oh, I see. Just one of the new waifu season 3. Oh, neat. Okay. BZ says Judge Sag, but still awesome. Chibi Pazo feature, various random faces, plays. Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, merch basically. Neat. I really like high quality, super cute. I've got Gara, all of VTubers this year next. Oh, cool. Yeah, so it's just different kinds of merchandise and such. Red says, I only know Naka or Garu Shark. Yeah, me too. I only know Gara as the Shark Girl. Fluff says, Gamer Sups has their waifu cup that aren't from any specific, just tropes and archetypes. Yes, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was like, it seems like it's them trying to make a collection. Like, you know what I mean? Like some people collect those pop figurine things. Figure pops, I think is what they're called. But this one is like, no, this is like more creative than that. Like you can fill up it with liquid. They change the look of the character, stuff like that, which is neat. Fluff says Gamer Subs was the waifu. It's archetypes like the Tsundere zombie girl. Yeah. The people in past broadcasts watch us because we are like a comedy show. I'm not sure about that. I don't feel like I'm that funny all the time. There's often time, man. Every now and again, I fall into the trap of like I feel like what it was to stream when I first started, which is to say like a little bit of anxiety. Like I feel like I don't know what to say. Oh, I'm not saying anything for like fucking 40 minutes. I'm freaking out a little bit. And that happens. That happened like the last 3 streams. But then I always gotta say, fuck it. Like stop. Just shut off. Shut off your brain. Shut off your brain. Just hang out, just have fun. It's almost like what Iron Mouse says a lot of times, which is just have a good time, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're not trying to create a good atmosphere, but when it comes to exist right now in this moment and just try to let go as much as you possibly can. You can do a lot of prep in the background to make it so that you can have a good time even better, like when we, seen a cool dating sim game with Eldritch Horrors, and that was what kept us having a goofy fun time for a while. So yeah. Fluff says Creator Cup designs are for various content creators, not specifically female creators. Oh, really? I haven't seen any male. I think it's because I was looking at the waifu collection. That might probably was what it was. And people past broadcasts just know you had to, I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. But he says, I'm going to help anyone watch the VODs. I hope your day is going absolutely beautiful. You wonderful people. Collectibles you can drink. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. Also, I think they come with like some free like samples. So if you want to try some stuff, you can. Also, I think you can literally get free samples from the thing. I think that you may have to pay shipping though, which is like it's not great. But well, maybe not a comedy show, but more like a podcast. Yeah, I feel like it's more of a. I don't know. Again, to me, it is genuinely. Oh man. That kind of warms my heart a little bit. That it is exactly what I hoped streaming would be, but at the time when I conceived of it, I don't think I was able to pull it off. But just with consistent effort over time and like having a slight objective and being in the way, it is exactly like the thing. I'm not sure if you guys remember it, but my whole idea and hope for streaming was to create like an atmosphere of like I have it still in my head, as much as it may be cringe and weird. I have it pretty just clearly in my mind of like you're basically it's raining outside. It sounds cringy, but it's raining outside. You see a glowing like kind of like cafe / bar in the rainy night, and then you approach it and you open up the door and you're hit with laughter and warmth, and you take off your jacket and you're immediately like greeted by your friends screaming random shit at you, and it's a place where you can communicate, that people aren't going to have the worst expectation of you. People are going to give you the benefit of the doubt and pull the good out of you, but also speak freely about ideas, because one of your friends is a dumbass who can't help but not tell the truth and actually like talk about ideas even if you might be wrong about a lot of stuff. But that kind of environment of like just a cozy corner of the world with just you and people who you can genuinely be happy with, but also try to pull the good out of you to an extent, That to me is the hope that I've always had for the stream. And again, it's like a moment where you look back and you're like, I think I accidentally got to my goal without even thinking about it. What the fuck, you know? But geez. Says, but I'll definitely be down for supporting GRINN if he had such. I mean, I don't know about all that. I gotta finish this book I'm reading, and then we'll see if we can like start fucking killing it. But I do think if I can finish this book, I know I've said this before, guys. But this book is like, I feel like at this point I should just stop talking about it and just prove that this book is worth a damn, and rather than talking it up constantly. But the book I'm reading gave me a lot of crazy insight, I guess what I could say, that makes me feel super good about the future. Granted, I hope the world gives me enough time to where I can actually go through the book, do everything. Again, like these last couple weeks has been like you're doing like 5 things at once, and you feel a little bit overburdened at times. But at least I do. But hopefully we can find a little respite, and then I can start implementing these things I'm learning, and then hopefully our little tiny shack, or not shack, but little tiny pocket in the wall in the side of a street, and when it's raining can grow, I guess. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you guys so much for spending even a single second with me. There is a video on Tiny Tina's Wonderland over at Brothers GRINN. If you want to go check that out, it's me soothingly talking to you about update stuff. Fluffy, you'll have to let me know. I think at the beginning I did a good job about doing some ASMR soft speak. And then eventually, because we're talking about Wonderlands and we had 50 chaos levels to climb again, I got a little heated and my voice kind of went all aggro again. Also, I will remember to DM you a red. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I can't wait to see you tomorrow over at twitch.tv when we're just hanging out on our set, talking about anything and everything, kind of like what we did today, but maybe more. Thank you so much for your time, and goodbye, guys.